Hey, family. Hey, family. This, knock my goddamn box over. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. 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 I can't believe this, y'all. It's 4 o'clock. Hey, the door. It's 4 o'clock, and I started at 4 o'clock. Hey, I'm a little bit proud of myself. I started at exactly 4 o'clock. Woof. The sun must be going to start shining tomorrow. But look, family, I had a nice time yesterday. I had a nice time on here yesterday. I'm gonna tell y'all with with uh with intervention, Dr. K. I'm not trying to be smart, family, and I'm on my Restream broadcast network on my iPad. For a lot of y'all that don't know what that is, that's the same thing as me being on TikTok. But my broadcast network, I can restream to 8 platforms at one time while I'm talking like this. So while I'm talking, I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on 2 of my Facebook pages. I'm live on Twitter and Twitch as well. And TikTok makes my seventh. I'm sorry. It makes my seventh live stream platform that I'm streaming on. So y'all can call it whatever you want. Yes, it's an app. Just like YouTube, just like Facebook, just like Vimeo, and all of these, I have pages. I have 14 social media pages. So when I'm finished, like restreaming on TikTok, I will make 60 seconds videos. I make about 5 of them, and I will send them over to my other platforms, mainly the ones that I can't go live on. But I break them down just educational reasons only, purposes only, right? Every time I come on, I tend to introduce myself for people that don't know me. My platform, the Couch Conversation, it's a talk show. The Couch Conversation Show. It's a talk show. It's about keeping life real. If you do not know how to be true to thyself, do not ask to come up. You can take your little phony tail somewhere else and deal with other people, lie, manipulate, and play your games all you want. But when you come over here, if you don't come up here at least trying to spit information to empower and encourage our people, you can keep it moving. I ain't got time for your bull crap. I don't have time for your childish behaviors over here. Not on my platform. That's why I don't let everybody up. I don't do it because you're not coming up with your psychological issues trying to destroy what's happening over here. Now, Baltimore City, a lot of y'all know me. A lot of y'all might not like the way Big Steve come off of his mouth. But understand, to me, it's not about y'all. Because the reason why I'm saying this, as a community activist, if y'all don't know what that is, I'm going to explain it to you. As a community organizer, if you don't know what that is, I have no problem explaining it to you. If you don't know what a civil rights advocate is, if you don't know what Martin Luther King and them used to do, if you don't know what a human rights advocate is, I will explain it to you. And using one word. we fight, because I'm with organizations that fight for your civil rights, your equal rights, and your constitutional rights. Now, do y'all understand? The name of my LLC is called Strengthen the Community. And if you ask me, well, what do you do? It's strengthen the community, right? Now, if you ask me, what do you do? Then you don't understand what it is to build back up in your community. You don't understand, right? That's what I do. Wait a minute, that's what I do. I'm sorry, if that's what I do with other organizations like Communities United, like the ACLU, American Civil Liberty, American Civil Liberty Union. That's why I like saying ACLU, because I jacked the name up. But these are nonprofit organizations that fight for your civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights. So I'm not one by myself. I'm not by myself. The difference with me and a lot of other organizers, right? I have a tendency of coming on talking about things that a lot of them that get paid can't talk about. I can share issues with y'all just a little bit, and then I'll go into the process of what we're doing to resolve those issues. Because we're so busy talking about the problem. We already know what the problem is. I love hearing y'all educated people with no solution information. But you sound real good. And I know that's y'all talking points. The politicians do the same things. They good at this, but no solutions. It's people like myself and grassroots organizations that comes up with the solutions once they create certain laws to either to embrace the community, or they create laws that's going to tear the individuals down. So it's people like us. If it's there to tear you down, it's people like us to help build you up. Come up with solutions where we can help you move forward in life. Y'all don't want to hear that. And another reason why I wanted to come on a little bit earlier, mainly on TikTok, because I'm very disappointed in y'all. I'm very disappointed in our Black people. I am very, because of what happened with this young lady, I am very, very disappointed in the Black community. And the next time y'all want to say to yourself, the white man this and the white man that, I want y'all to smack yourself in the face. This young lady, I'm hoping that Gorgeous and them will come back up so they can explain it. This young lady unalived herself on TikTok. She was dealing with some mental issues, and they was over there beating the lady down mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Then they was taking her money and everything, right? So from what I'm understanding, because they sharing more with me, the people that did that mess are being investigated. You come on TikTok, you want to shame people, you want to embarrass people, you want to talk about people. That's called mental, emotional, verbal abuse. And yes, you can get sued for that. You can get sued. And think TikTok will not track you down, because they watching everything I say out my mouth. Yep. Because I'm hoping that DJ and them will come up, right? Because I did a little segment on it yesterday, and the young lady weighed real hard on my heart, on my heart today, because I have daughters, and be honest with y'all, I'm a real overprotective person. I don't play when it comes to my kids. I don't play when it comes to my family members. Mute up a little bit for me, bro. I don't play when it comes to my family members. I'm old school. And we had no problem taking your butt down. So you don't play with the family. But I can't talk like that. I try not to talk like that because I'm older now. And I try not to talk the way I did, when I was streetwise. Trying to be this biggest gangster in Baltimore City. Because I didn't play. And business-wise today, I don't play. I do not play. And anybody that knows me knows when it comes to us doing things, I do not play. That's why a lot of people don't like me in Baltimore City. Y'all gave me that name, the big mouth bald black dude. That was y'all way of talking down to me. That was y'all way in Baltimore City. I ain't know till Dr. Lady J told me. She said, you know, you considered as the most hated man in Baltimore City. I'm like, what? She said, yeah, that's what they saying. I'm talking about my own black people. I can't blame that on the white man. That's y'all black asses. Because y'all afraid to stand up and fight for your rights. But then you got a old head now that's getting tired, that's fighting against the politician and these laws that they create to hold us back. And y'all want to say the white man. All creators are not white. You get it? All people that wants to keep us down and out are not all white. And I'm gonna tell y'all point blank, I'm starting to stutter. When I start to stutter, that means I'm trying to watch my words. They say black people can't be racist. And I don't know about that, but I can tell you one thing, y'all are some of the most hated motherfucking people I ever met in my life. And I said it like that to be smart, because I started realizing with us, we don't like to see us climb. We don't. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. If you have a black person that's being successful, they will not share their personal experiences, how they was able to make it like that. That was a conversation I had the other night, family. That's not how I roll. Look, come on.
Many comments on everything you're saying. So I'm taking notes. So my name is Helena Shakur.
Okay.
Esquire. I'm a prosecuting attorney.
Oh!
So a few things you said. First of all, that's incorrect.
Which one?
Which one? What?
You say incorrectly. Which one? Come on. Come on.
So the last one is when you say people of color don't help other people of color. For me, that's incorrect. So every Saturday, funded by myself, I do a clinic for women of color. That clinic, I want to see so many black women pass the bar, apply to law school. Maybe you don't want to pass the bar, become JDs. And I do this for free. I fund this space because I want to see more women like me. The seat that I sit in was once dominated by white American males, and it is no more. So you stand corrected.
I want you to smack me. So, no, I'm picking with you because I'm waiting for you to finish. Cause go ahead, cause go.
So yes, I agree with you partially, but you're talking about a group of people from a particular community that don't know how to get out, that they were not given the resources to get out of that circumstance. And so, yes, hatred, jealousy, and all that, but it's not all of us. So
right.
So the next thing I wanted to say is, I wanted more information about your organization. And then finally, this young lady that was unalive, can you speak more to that? Because I will tell you something. States now, federally, there's an anti-bullying clause. And you will find yourself being charged as a felon. And so can you speak to that a little bit, the young lady?
Thank you, Queen. I just want to say that because certain words, and thank you for correcting me, because I do not, to be honest with you, like to talk down on our people. I don't. And the reason why, as a human rights advocate, as a community activist like you, excuse me, you can come with, let me just, cause look, once she said she was studying being an attorney, I did this because my daughter in law school to be an attorney as well.
No, sir.
Wait a minute. Come on.
Let me correct you.
Come on.
Yeah. So I have an undergraduate degree in journalism from Columbia University. I have a graduate degree from Columbia University Law. I've been practicing law for 17 years. I'm barred to practice law in the states of New York and Delaware. I am not studying to be anything. I made it. I was a prosecuting attorney for 10 years. I sat on the bench of family court for 2 years. I stand to be corrected.
Well, thank you, because that's my mistake. That's my mistake, because once you said, oh, God, that's why I try not to repeat certain things if I can't repeat it right back. You know what I mean? Once, oh, God, I'm talking about your profession, real simple, okay? I'm trying to get to your profession because I deal with a lot of our lawmakers in Baltimore, right? And my daughter, she graduated a couple of years ago with her Bachelor's of Arts. Huh? Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, so this is Dr. Wright from the state of Maryland, and I'm like a little bit appalled at everything that you're saying, because when you start talking about people, who are you speaking about, and who are you? Because I don't know. You said a lot of people know you from Baltimore, so my zip is 21217. I don't know you. Who are you?
Oh, your zip is 21207, and you don't know me?
21217.
I grew up in that area.
North
yeah, I was getting ready to say West Baltimore is I grew up on Linden Avenue in the 60s.
Okay, Linden Avenue, there by School 61, John E.
There you go. Now,
okay.
Now.
To my queen, thank you.
Now.
Because it is, excuse me, it is sisters like you is going to help the village. And when I say the village, I'm talking about other African Americans that got to come up, and hopefully others are here what you're doing, because it takes a village. It still takes that village from back in the day that helped me. All those mothers, when my mother or my grandmother couldn't do, it took that village. And because of them, I might be the only one of my grandmother children that has the P to the H to the D. But even if you have the P to the H to the D, you still can't forget where you come from. The first thing I think is God. Because without God, none of this is possible. None of it. Everything starts with God, and everything that has happened happens for a reason. The Bible teaches us that any and everything that happens to us in life, in the book of Ecclesiastes, it happens for a reason. Now, I'm going to address you like a king because you're a brother. So I'm going to address you as a king. I'm a little bit apart at the way that you speak.
That's your problem. That's your problem. It's not mine.
You're cursing, and you're telling me that you. So I'm trying to find out, do you have a nonprofit organization, or it's just your opinion of what you believe on your page?
You want to know what I have? Strengthen the Community, right, is my LLC. The LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope is my housing program. I work with the homeless and less fortunate population. Brandon Scott is my nephew. I helped Ivan Bates get into his position, and you don't know me. I deal with Maryland. Hold up. You said, hold up. Oh, Miss Ho. You say you familiar with the district. What is that? What? No, I just call him nephew. Come on. Look. What is this? You got to slow it down some. What is this, miss?
I have no idea.
You don't. What happened in the What happened in the district?
I can tell you what it is.
Wait a minute.
Doctors, that's Narcan.
Thank you.
Narcan is when a person and only because I'm not a doctor.
They overdose over drugs.
What happened on Pennsylvania Avenue?
I don't know. I don't know what that box is, and that, I can't. I feel because I work in the community. Ashley,
what's your name, ma'am? What's your name?
Let's just go by Yvette.
Look, laugh with me. Look, Yvette, laugh with me, y'all. Laugh with me, y'all, please. Don't take everything personal, because I try not to go into that.
Take it personal when you're saying that the African American community. When you say the African American community, you're speaking of all of us. When I feel like you're saying
no.
Community. Now you go ahead and tell me, I don't care who you know. I don't care what you do. But if you ain't doing it from your heart, and if you ain't speaking from your heart, no, it's a no-go with me.
Okay, that's fine.
and oh, I did this and I did that. So tell me, you said let's just talk about zip code 17.
I know.
You say, because I'm gonna do my
research.
research.
Number one, I'm gonna share this with you. Number one, let me share this with you. This is the Couch Conversation Show, right? This is not no platform that you come up on and you just do this. Not up here with me.
That's what you're doing.
No, this is my, you going down. You look, hold up. Number one, do not do that on here. Do not do that on here.
You do it on your own show.
This is my talk show. That's why I created this show.
And you had Dr. Wright on your talk show.
Okay, now guess what? I got other doctors that come up on my talk show. I deal with the Democrats. Miss, I'm going to drop you. You're not going to do this up here. You're not going to do this up here. You are not going to do this up here. Number one, if you want to talk, you can talk. I have no problem with that.
I am defending what you said.
Well, then defend this. Defend this. I have a housing program where I help women and children. What are you going to do to help me with them? What are you going to do? Look, are you going to let me talk? Are you going to let me talk? Look it up now. Strengthen the community. Strengthen the community. You see my name. You got to listen. Now, you talking about me and you want to talk about communication skills. You talking about me. Hold up. You talking about me and you want to talk about communication skills, right? Yeah, mute yourself. Mute yourself. Mute yourself.
Have you got any money from the state of Maryland?
Have I got any money from the state of Maryland? No, because I didn't want to deal with the state of Maryland. Now, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Check it out. Check it out. No, I'm getting ready to bust your boo-boo. Have you ever heard of Communities United? Didn't I say don't take me so personal? Didn't I say
You know what? I understand what you're saying, not to take you so personal, but when you start cursing and when
I curse because guess what? I'm a human being. Now I'm gonna give you something else to talk about. I'm gonna give you something else to talk about. I'm gonna give you something else to talk about since you're so smart. I'm gonna give you something else to talk about. I'm an ordained deacon. Won't you talk about that? Come on, intervention. Come on. Talk about that.
So you want me to talk about?
I want to give you something to talk about. I'm an ordained deacon. This is ministry for me.
I am a chosen vessel of God. I am Bishop to the Walker daughter. Okay, so do you know?
Where Bishop? Hold up. Where Bishop at?
I am Betty Walker.
Where's Bishop? Where's he located?
2718 Harveyville, Faith Church of the Lord Jesus Christ. So don't come here and tell me something no ordain, because the only thing that can ordain is Jesus Christ. Because that's why I gave it.
You know what? Let me share this, miss. Let me share this. Let me share this. You need, look. If
I live across the Bay Bridge. This is why I can't wait to get back to Kent Island when I leave.
Oh, you all that Kent Island? Don't make some of them crabs here over there.
Okay.
Look.
But no, you know what?
No, Elizabeth, calm it down. Calm it down. Remember when I told if.
Is it Stephen or Stephen?
You know what? I left my ex-wife because she did all this. Look, when I said what I did, I'm glad she will not.
No, you're going to say you left your wife. Are you with another woman?
Not right now, goddamn it. If she keep doing this, I don't want it. I don't want it.
You want to stay by yourself forever.
Oh, if she do this. But no, listen. When it is me corrected me, I didn't mean to come like that. I didn't. And I'm glad that she corrected me because normally I don't talk like that. Do you listen? And I'm glad that she made that statement because no, that's not my goal, is to tear down our people. If you follow me, our goal is to encourage and motivate and empower our people. But now, the reason why I was saying that, because in Baltimore City, you is familiar with Baltimore City. The work that I do in Baltimore City, it's our own people that comes up against me a lot. That's what I was talking about. But I was saying this on my other Restream platform. I was saying that to the people in Baltimore that's looking at me. You're on TikTok. I got another thing right here I'm streaming on. They could see me here in Baltimore.
I deal with the good, I deal with the bad. And you know what? It's not that so many might be coming against you, but where that state at? Like where that, that normal being at. So when you start talking about Baltimore, like really a zip code 17, that is like a lost community. I work in the community. My degree is in the community. I am a community activist. So we all see what's going on in zip code 17. Most of them, I'm going to say, at least 70% of them are very poor. They do not have. And so if they're raised in Baltimore around everything that where they can't have, then how you think that they're going to come on a platform or even listen? I mean, that's your change in life. That's your change in the community. You said that Brandon Scott, let me go back. Mayor Brandon Scott is what, your nephew?
No, I call him nephew.
Oh, okay.
I remember when he was a little kid. I remember when he was a little kid running around the park. So you familiar with Antonio Hayes, right? You familiar with Antonio Hayes, right? You familiar with Antonio Hayes?
I know of him, but I'm not familiar with him.
I know of him. I grew up with his mother and father. You familiar with Kwaisi, right?
I am. I know him very well.
And I know you familiar with Marilyn Mosby, right?
I know a little bit about Marilyn. And I know her husband, and I
Nick
know
Mosby.
The husband's sister-in-law. We went to Sojourner Douglas together, so
okay.
I know a little bit them. But the thing is, it doesn't matter if I know you. It doesn't matter if I know the young lady here. I know Jesus, and God is love. And so, unless I'm sharing love with everyone, then I can't make the kingdom. So when we're on these different platforms and we're trying to learn from one another, unless we remember, you say you're ordained. So right there, that gives you a little bit leader because you got God in you. You have God in you. So far as what you do, if God is directing you, then that's going to be like a go-to where your automatically is going to make it through. You're going to have some trials, you're going to have some tribulations, and where you're dealing with the people that's in Baltimore, to me, I can see the good in everyone and I can see the worst in everyone because nobody is perfect. So that little 1% or 5% that we have, that's not good because everybody don't have 100% good because we're not perfect. And we wake up and say, so one day, I had to tell my father, you're not perfect. You're not perfect, Daddy, because no one can be perfect. There's skeletons in everyone's closet.
That's what you told your father.
The Bible says that. And so when you told me you was an ordained minister, are you familiar with Bishop Adams over there on Monument Street, Dynamic Deliverance?
I might have met him. I might have.
Okay, I know you're familiar with Bishop Shawwell. That's my god brother.
Okay, that's fine. If you let me say something, I know Bishop Shawwell and I know Curlin Shawwell as well. They're friends with they're friends with my bishop, Dr. Jerome Stokes.
Oh no, you under Bishop Stokes?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Now let me share this with you because I need you to take this argument. Can you let me say something? I need you to take this argument to Jesus Christ, right? Because I was sitting in the church. I was sitting in the church up in the balcony after I got ordained deacon. And the Holy Spirit hit me and said, I need you more out there than in here. I said, no, I ain't going out there, blah, blah, blah. I'm in the streets. I'm coming up on 33 years. What he showed me, who can better help my people than you? So I am in the streets. We started programs to help our inner city people turn their lives around. I'm not one of the ones that come up here when I run off in my mouth. Not that I run off in my mouth. I'll tell you the programs that we have in Baltimore City to help people turn their lives around. One of my goals when I was coming up was to be the biggest smuggler by the time I turned 26 and 30. I'm sorry. It didn't work, right? So I've been out of the game, thank God. Delivered out of the game for almost 33 years. January the 26th will be 33 years. I am around Pennsylvania North Avenue. That's the whole goal, is to build back up and help our young men who's out there doing what they're doing to understand that you can come off the streets and be successful. Now, I'm going to share this with you, and I know you know this too. How many churches out there doing that? Ministering in the streets. Now, I'm going to share this because you already know who my pastor is. Now, We Ours Us. I know you familiar with them, right? We Ours Us.
I know just a little bit about them.
Okay. I was jumping on a bunch of my church members, right, the men, because they're not back into the community trying to build up, but they talking a good game about Jesus Christ. If you understand Jesus Christ's purpose, Jesus Christ came to the ones that needed the help the most. So my thing is, sometimes watch who you ministering to, because to me, I'm not saying you, but it's just certain people. Number one, because I'm walking in my calling. I'm walking in my calling. I like to kid and joke and say I was kicked out the church back in the streets, right? Because I try to make fun of stuff. But who else can better help our people, Queen? You have to, and I know y'all understand, you have to have lived, not to say you can't, but you have to have lived a certain way of life to understand where people coming from and how to walk them up out of it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, Queen. One thing about me, I do not play when it comes to our people. Like you said, I'm a community activist now. I'm a community organizer. I know how to come in. And when I say I'm not just talking about me, but I'm looking at how God uses me, right? We know how to come in your community and help you gain control over your community. And this is what I share on my platform. It takes the people to come together to reduce a lot of the criminal behaviors that's going on in Baltimore City. Are you familiar with the spy plane? Because we tried to get this, well, it did come. We fought to get the spy plane here in Baltimore City a while back. It was our politicians that did not want it here because they did not want to reduce the unalive rate. We got it here, right? It's supposed to have been here for a year. They allowed it to run for about 6 months and they let it go. That's when Commissioner Harris was here. I went after their butts. Because once I started realizing, and I know everyone understand about the system that's designed to send our men mainly over to that big old plantation, slave plantation, the prison, right? So anyway, in the black communities, you know, we fighting to build now. Don't get it wrong, and break that cycle. Break that cycle. Now, because of the way I grew up in that lifestyle, and the way I grew up of Queens, I'm gonna say in that lifestyle, my kids never experienced nothing like that. I thank God for me and my wife, we was able to provide better for them. They graduated from college and everything. My son's goal is to be a professional soccer player, right? He's 22 years old. My 24-year-old daughter, right? She get ready to go back to law school. She works at a law firm, but this time she want to go to the University of Maryland. She said, Dad, I want to take the 2025 off, break. I said, okay. So now she's getting ready because, the year is almost out. She's getting ready to go to the University of Maryland. You familiar with that? This law school, right? That's why when What's Name said, I'm getting ready to repeat it wrong, but I'm gonna say something like a prosecutor or somewhere along that line, right? That's why I did this, because I'm so proud of the work that you are doing. I deal a lot with our judges. I deal with CPS. I deal with foster care. I deal with all of that, but it's to rebuild up. And sometimes the way I come hard because that's that disciplinary in me. That's all it is. And I challenge our people. So I tell our people, whatever I say out my mouth, show me you are better, or show yourself. Show yourself you are better than anything anybody can say about you. Show yourself, because you've proven it to yourself. So it's called reverse psychology. So
I just think that, if you're going after the community, I'm serious, if you're going after
I know, I got you.
You already have like 90% of what you want to do. Okay. So the best thing to do is, do you have your board together?
Yeah. Keep talking. Yeah.
So he has his board together, because everybody knows that whenever you do like a nonprofit or a profit organization or anything that you're trying to build, it all starts with a board. So you need to have at least 3 to 4 people on the board, and those boards members are there to raise funds so that we could continue the work that he's trying to do. He said that he's been knowing, which is a great thing, Mayor Brandon, because if you know Mayor Brandon, then we could put in a petition, not only for him and for the governor, where they can't shut down your programs. So we're going to ask for, because we know right now the federal is not going to give Baltimore anything because of Mr. Trump. You know, I can't go after him as President Trump because I don't have no respect for him as a president, but I can still be respectful to him and call him Mr. Trump because that's who he is to me. So right now we can't go after anything in the federal because right now the federal is just not going to, they're so against Baltimore. So we're just going to leave that alone. But because you do still have the governor, which is in charge of the state of Maryland, and you still have Brandon, sometimes we just have to put people right where they at. We put them on the platform and then we wait for our answer. They should be ready to answer. I think Brandon would be ready, but I'm not too sure about the governor. There's nothing that I have ever asked the governor for that I can say that he did. And then what's so good about it now, Stokes is a powerful church. And with him, his platform, if they would help you, it's like you can have the fight at least 50% won. And there should be no reason why your organization should be shut down unless...
My organization not shut down.
No, I said should be no reason because of the people that you're telling me that you know. So let's just say... Let me say what Betty has done.
Let me share this with you. Let me share this with you.
Let me say what Yvette has done. So I'm the type of person where individuals, they're going to come to me and they're going to say, oh, I can't get, let's try to say what, social service. They're going to say, oh, I can't get Social Security. They're going to say, oh, they won't give me eyeglasses, or I can't get seen in the health room. Or they're going to say someone in public service disrespect them. That's what people come for me to do. Okay, because those organizations is supposed to be there to help everyone. And so once you get my big mouth involved in anything, it's a win. It's a win situation because I just can't take no. So I go and do the research and then I help them one by one, or if it's a church organization, what have you. But in the same token, everyone has to be doing what they have to be doing because I can't just go to the Department of Social Service and say, oh, you owe her this or you owe her that, and she hasn't done what she's supposed to do. Okay, so we know that in zip code 17, which is my zip code, it's not my zip code now, of course, when you mature in life and you grow, but I still care about zip code 17 because I was that Northport young lady, little girl that's 6 years with City Food Market used to be right there on Drew Hill and North Avenue. Keystone was across the street, you know, and then like the library and 1515, everybody know about 1515. That whole community, when you go through there, it looks nothing like where I grew up. Even though I was poor back then, it's just not the same. Across the street was the Chinese food. They had many cats in there. They didn't say anything then, but now all of a sudden they want to say this, they want to say that. Now, Stokes Church is a very known organization church. Is he up there on York Road?
We're on Old York Road now.
Oh, you're on Old York Road? Okay, so I'm just kind of, you know, like a little bit apart, like if he's not helping you with your organization, you know, and you shouldn't want much.
No,
you have a big church right there, don't you?
No.
He is helping.
I'm gonna say he's helping in the community. Let me do that because number one, what I do, be honest with you, streetwise, is what I was called to do. Separated from not separated from the church, because that's my church home. I've been there for 24 years. But what God called me to do back into the community, a lot of people aren't back in the hood. You know what it is. You already know. And a lot of people are afraid, but Bishop knows exactly what I was called to do. Yep. So now keep in mind everything you saying is so true because I know my church is there for me. I know because I've been there for years, but now you understand with us when you have that special calling on your life, you have to walk in your walk. But I know they're there. They're there when it comes to, I'm gonna say, the spiritual and the moral support. Because look, 2 years ago, right? I'm telling you, I got a big mouth like you, right? I can tell. I got a big mouth, but I have to listen more. 2 years ago, because of this, some police came together, made some fake charges, and kidnapped me, hid my butt away. Right? Yeah. My goal is, well, I said I'm gonna let it go, because we have to practice forgiveness. But the goal was, and might still be, I don't know what God might do, sue Baltimore City and the Eastern District Police Department. Because I was reaching out to Brandon Scott, I was reaching out to Commissioner Harris during this time. I was trying to tell them how I was coming under attack. But anyway, I ended up, they ended up putting some stuff together and hid me away. I even talked to Mackenzie Frost about it and all that. They kidnapped my big mouth and got me off the street. I'm in the street doing this, Queen, like you. But now I speak against corruption. Right. And
is that Federal Street? Is that Eastern
No. When that's the Eastern District Police Department, I had at that time, I had 2 houses over there. I'm helping the homeless and the less fortunate. Right. But not only that, being a community activist, being one of those ones that speak out like we do. Matter of fact, I had got a phone call about a week or 2 before, and the phone call was they're starting to shut a lot of the community activists down, right? And I'm gonna say his name. I hope he don't. I know he won't mind.
No. We ain't say nobody's name.
Well, actually,
we gonna say nobody's name.
I got you with that, but actually, because I work with certain people. But anyway, I noticed I wasn't hearing a lot about community activists no more in the community. Now, until that person called me and said that they are shutting a lot of the community activists down, I'm like, they ain't gonna do nothing for me. They ain't gonna do nothing to me. Blah, blah, blah. Brandon Scott ain't gonna let. But anyway, March the 12th of 2023, I was gone. March the 11th of 2023, I told Brandon Scott, I said, I need to talk with you. I don't think he had nothing to do with anything. But I said, I need to talk to you about the issues I was going through with the Eastern District Police Department. By this time, we're at the budget meeting for the mayor. Well, anyway.
But he's in charge of the policemen.
Right. But see, not just him. That's why I was picking with you. Elizabeth, right? Yeah, because I see Ola, something like that. Okay. Well, if I call you Queen, that's because I can't remember the name, right? Just like you, and I want to try to make it simple because I'll go. I am one of, and I love Jasmine Crockett, right? Because I think she's more conservative with her stuff. Now, once I found out she was a community activist, I said, that's why she talked the way she talked. Because she's for the people. She's for the people. And I respect her to the utmost. But this is what I tell people, Queen. I said, no, Jasmine Crockett, she's conservative, she's beautiful, she's more intellectual with her stuff. I said, no, I'm the ghetto one. I said, now I'll say it because I'm raw. And when I come, I don't play. And I had to get to the point, Queen, years ago, I was putting everybody out. I was calling names on my show and everything. I didn't realize that was called defamation of character too, right? So thank God I didn't get sued for that. Yeah.
You can't prove it. You can't just, because, they can say, no, that's not me, or I didn't do this, or whatever. So if you can't prove something, I have a master in criminal justice, so no, you can't just be, that's why I said, no, we're not going to call nobody's name out. But in the same token, I feel that if anyone has done anything against you or done something against your platform or said anything, like you said, had you disappeared, because I know that there's a lot of people that come to me that they had disappeared, where we had to put them back on the platform and where we had to go do X, Y, Z. So that means that we need conversation for something that's not right. And so what they do is, instead of going to court, they'll say, we're going to give you an underline.
Right.
and
Right.
they're back on that platform. But it's always got to be that when anyone tries to shut you down, which they will, so I know exactly what you're talking about, that the fight that's in you don't stop, because with King Copeland, that it's just a no go. Because I can see that your heart is at it. So once your heart is at it,
and guess what? I laughed and I kid and I joked about it because me and Marilyn Mosby was on home monitor. On home monitor. I came off March the 28th. She came off a little after me. It was 17 fake charges and 2 fake police reports. I never once went to court to explain to a judge that I was charged with home evasion, burglary, armed robbery, and assault. How in the hell I'm gonna do a home invasion on my own rental property and business? So I never had a chance. And the person that they tried to say I assaulted was my nephew. But anyway, this was a fake police report that he created. But anyway, when they did it, I never had the chance to actually present myself. Now I had to pay for a lawyer, personal lawyer, because the public defenders act like they was against me. And I said, we ain't gonna play this game right here.
Well, they was against you.
I know.
Because, they all work together.
I realized all that.
Yes. Anybody work for the state, no matter when you go to court, they're still on the same team. It could be the defendant or it could be the prosecutor. They all get paid by the state.
And
but if this happened to you in Baltimore City, and how long ago was this?
I'm sorry. It's been 2 years now, a little over 2 years. I just came off, wait a minute. I just came off a home monitor, March the 28th. And what I did, because number one, I had to prepare myself again. So this time, now mind you, I'm not by myself. I'm with other nonprofit organizations. Communities United, I was a board member with them and everything for almost 2 years. And if you don't know too much about Communities United, we fight for the democracy of the people in the Black community. And I became a part of that. We had got $5 million some years ago to build back up in the west side of Baltimore. A lot of people didn't like it because, well, the west side of Baltimore, zip code 17, the west side is considered more as the most dangerous or smug infested area. You get me?
Yeah.
So everything that we fought, even when you mentioned 1515, we fought for safe consumption sites to get here to help save some of the ODs, right? I'm trying to watch it for TikTok's sake. We fought to get safe consumption sites here. And one of the places I was telling my director, we need to put a place there for with professionals just so the people can use. And if they use and their stuff is laced with fentanyl or something like that, I got to watch the words. But if it's laced with that, a team can bring them back. So we fought for that safe consumption site, right, to be here in Baltimore City. And it made it to Congress and Congress rejected. So once again, when they reject certain things, when we talk about saving lives, their goal is to continue allowing lives to be destroyed, right? Now, when they did that pour out on Pennsylvania North, I think it was July, that was a setup because I came over there and I was like, y'all mother suckers. Right after that, they got $460 million towards that stuff right there to start like giving money to programs and all that type of stuff. I was pissed. And I came over and I turned on my live and I started talking about it. Now, they started having people in the library down in the basement where we was talking about years ago for the safe consumption sites. I'm like, oh my God, look at this bull crap. So the games they play. And be honest with you, Brandon Scott, the mayor's office, was awarded $460 million. And like I said, they know exactly who did what, why, where, because there's cameras right there. So if you want to catch the people that did what they did, and I realized who did it. Once I realized the money came, I said, okay.
But see, in the same token, you know, Brandon is going to probably run again for mayor. See, you have to fight them where they at. Okay? Now, if he got 460 million, my next thing would be a certified letter to him. Because I know my program is going to go forward because X, Y, and Z. And we all seen what was going on right there, Pennorth, when they were dropping dead, walking across the street, just dying. Okay? And so, and like you say, you are concerned not about just East Side, West Side, but we're concerned about every community. So I served on the Schaefer board for all communities in the state of Maryland. Okay? I really don't like to get too much involved in anything, but yeah, follow me.
I'm over here laughing. Look, I'm over here laughing at your butt. Because I ain't wanted to say nothing, but I'm like, she old as shit. Look, you talking about Schaefer? No. Look, you talking about Schaefer. You was talking about something that I know you. I didn't even want to ask you. I'm not even going to ask you. I hear the season. Listen. I hear you season.
I mean, if it's some kind of way that I could write anything up for you or try to help you get anything like a Fogos or help you be one of your spokespersons or even go after the churches because that's why the churches are there, especially the Apostolic and Pentecostal. Okay, we find them to be strictly holiness and they're running after God and they're doing everything that God told them. So I want to hold them accountable for each church or each Pentecostal, each apostolic, and a community. If your church is in a community, we want you to come out and we want you to act and we want you to do X, Y, Z. We want also for you to compensate so that the community can go forward where your church is located.
Right. And I just want to say this to you.
And that's what God wants them to do.
Right. I just want to say this to you, and I know you are very, very, very familiar. We do have a lot of, I'm gonna say, our mega churches that's really involved back into the community because they have that, like with us, we have the Matthews 25 crew, right? That does a lot of community work. Now, I was going into the prisons too, you know, on the prison ministry and stuff. But now, mind you, when God wants you to move in a different way, you have to move. So the streets is actually where he sent me at. The streets, because like I said, it was like the Spirit hit me and said, who can better help my people? You come from this. And now the way you and I are talking, when I'm in the streets, on the professional side of stuff, I have to present myself a different way. You get it? You already know what it is, mainly when we're dealing with the elite club, or let me say our politicians. Because when we want stuff done, you have to know who to go to get stuff done. Now, I'm going to share this with you too, because I just want to share, when I did my proposal for my LLC, actually, I was going to do it for the 501c3. But then I changed my mind. I said no, because number one, the reason why I did it, because I do not want, because I was seeing some stuff at this time. I do not want the government in my business. You cannot come in my business telling Steve Copeland what to do with his housing program. We don't play that.
Why don't you do a profit?
Well, I'm getting ready. Let me finish. Now, the goal is to open up a multi-purpose center for inner city youth. So now, just what you said, I have to take that route. But what I do, Queen, I try to deal with people that knows where the money is at. And because my housing program is independent living, and I'm gonna try to break it down real simple for you. You know what transitional housing is all about, right?
I do know.
That's what I am. Temporary is to prepare you, and that's with the mindset and all at first, teaching you all new structure. We was talking about teaching you how to say, like, if you don't know how to cook, you don't know how to clean, teaching you how to do that. Because I deal with professionals that I hire to work with my clients, right? So, and you have to be licensed, real simple. The mental health group. And not only that, we put them into apprenticeship programs where they can get that career-minded set, professional type job. You get what I'm saying? Because I know TCA. I know for some that's on SSI or SSDI, they retired on SSDI, but still SSI, you might have people with disabilities, but either way, I can get them into senior citizens or low to moderate income apartments or whatever, right? So that's the whole goal. Working with HUD housing as well, working with homeless services as well. I had to, everything you saying, I had to become connected, but most of all, I have to know who to go to talk to about certain things.
Right, and so with you knowing all that and all that what you're doing, so what you might want to think about doing now is that multi you want to do, it's going to be an all stop. Everything is going to be up in that building, or everything is going to be in what you do with, you know, your next go round. You already have the transitional houses, so you're still going to have that, okay? But now we're going to start a new program where we're going to have the all one stop. So when they come to the multi-building, and not only are we going to do West Baltimore, we're going to do East Baltimore. So we're going to do two, because we need to have two, and then we can go to the north and to the south. But right now we have everybody either coming to the east side, or we have everybody coming to the west side. And so northwest, southwest will be on the west side, and so forth on the east side. And we'll make that a one stop, because you already know some things to do in your one stop. Okay?
Right.
So and then anything that you don't know what to do in the one stop, that's why we're bringing them along. So with that $460 million that they got, we need $20 million just to start out with for the first 2 years each. For West Side, we need $20 million, which still is not really going to be enough. But it'll be where if they ask us for evidence what we did with the $20 million, because once you start taking care of the community, $20 million is just not enough.
Right.
And because it's just too many. This is just to show you for our 2 years what we're going to do. That's our proposal when we put our proposal together. Okay, and we, like you say, you already say you change your lives. We're looking, to bring people off the drugs and just different things that you have to do, and the professionalism of the mental illness which come with taking drugs or being abused, or being put out at a teenager. So you have to have all these people that's going to work. Of course, we're going to need volunteer services, because you can't even run a program without having some volunteers. And then we're going to need the church that's in the community. So I think you should make it as a one-stop multi-center, and like you said, we're going to ask people to come. And if they don't come, then they're going to miss out. They're going to miss out.
You familiar with right there on Pennsylvania in near Upton's, Penderhughes Elementary School?
I know a little bit about.
All right.
Yeah, I know a little bit.
You know the Salvation Army.
Where's that school located?
Right there off of
That's not McCullough Street right there.
No, it's right there near the Upton's Market. Upton's Market is right here on Pennsylvania. The school is right there behind it. The Salvation Army.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that school. Yes.
Okay. The Salvation Army is taking over that facility, where it's going to be a community facility. I've been talking with them so that we can all work together within that community. Now, you familiar with Pastor Simmons at Simmons Memorial? All right, him and I do work together too in Baltimore.
I don't personally know him, but I know of him.
Okay, Pastor Simmons, this the one that has that Northeast or North Electric Company building. I'm trying to get his name together, because most of them are community people as well, right? They do a lot of work and build it back up, and they starting to rehab and revitalize houses right there too. And I know you're familiar with Pastor Hathaway, right?
I know a little bit about him.
Okay. Pastor Hathaway, because the goal with myself and with my LLC actually is to start rehabbing and revitalizing houses in the inner city. You know, that's like the tail end of everything. So when I talk with people, we talking about the redevelopment of Baltimore City as well. That's why I was picking with you, and I was like, you're not familiar with me. But if some people, if you're not, I'm basically political and religious as well, right? Because I understand the importance of them actually helping the people. And I get real disappointed when I see you not doing, mainly when you know Christ called you to do certain things in the community. And you're not doing it, or you're robbing the people to fatten up your pocket. And I have a tendency of saying that too. That's why a lot of people don't like the way I come. So when I use that word, robbing Peter to pay Paul, I'm basically saying to a lot of people with programs that's robbing and stealing and taking from our homeless and less fortunate people to fatten up their pocket. And I know a lot of them. So I know you're familiar with Christina Flowers, right? Because she gave me the title of a homeless advocate. But I know you're familiar with people like that because we work together in helping the homeless and the less fortunate people.
Well, I'm not familiar with a lot of. I just know a lot of them, and what happens with a lot of them that they don't know is that your governor or some people that's in Annapolis or maybe some people that's around the city that knows me, they'll say, can you do a research study of this organization? The organization does not even know that the research is being done. I'm very thorough, and I am like you. We're called realness. We're realness people. We're 100. Okay, so when you come to us, what we say is what we mean. Okay, we don't play, and I don't play either. I don't play about people. I love people. It would be no reason for me to have a PhD in human service. Human service is people. That's if I say that I love you, then I got to love all of you. White, blue, red, green, I don't care. But because I hear you, and I'm from the African American community, I understand what you are saying. Right? And I understand that, you know, you have your LLC, but I would love to see for you to have, a nonprofit is good, but when you have a profit organization and you come profit, it's like they can't touch your money long as you can say where the profit organization went to.
Right.
Where you can say, so. And then another thing about it is when you have your board for that, putting that multi, your board members are supposed to be the one that go after what you need to be done.
Right.
Okay. So a lot of us is going to already have our doctrines to be directed whatever, job that you would put us on. I made a copy of your name. I want to send your name to someone down in Annapolis because I would think that it would be good for this person. I won't say the person name because they rich, but this is something like an organization that he's looking to do in the city. So if you don't mind me, I'd like to do the research and write something up for him, and then just by his name alone, coming together for whatever the multi-center is going to be, which is going to be a one-stop because you're going to have everything the people need in there. If they need a haircut, down in the basement, somebody will be there to cut the hair. The community that come together and that can send their clothing, because I put together and I worked at a one-stop over there on Maryland Avenue. Okay, so I know a little bit about that, but it's not that you're not doing a good job. I think you're doing a great job, and I just think that because we're living in the last days, you know what that is, and because hell has opened up her belly wider, and because, like you say, the churches are not doing what the Word of God is saying. They're not. The people are lost, even spiritually. They're lost.
See,
and it's going to take a village to help you.
See, I'm trying to because I appreciate you. Do not get it wrong. I'm trying to humble myself, right? Because even though I didn't do the 501c3,
okay,
I do the work of a 501c3. I get donations.
Right.
I got a 16-foot box truck. and I get donations that I give to those nonprofits in the communities that's actually coming out their pockets, right? If I know that you're serving the community, because like you, as a community activist or organizer, I had to find out what nonprofits in the communities and what they're doing. Because number one, when you hear people talk about the police department this, the police department that, even though they say they were short, that's why you have these community programs to help build back up in those communities. So they're more like offset for the police department. And if criminal behaviors are still running as rapid as they say, now I'm talking mainly about the inner city poor communities, because those are the ones that need the help the most. Then somebody not doing their jobs. That's why sometimes they don't like for me to come off at my mouth. Now, I can get clothing, I can get furniture, I can get food, I get all of that and give it back to these places in Baltimore City. Now, exactly what you said. Right now, I'm looking for another building because of some people that I call myself working with. It didn't work. I'm gonna just try to make it simple. In the basement, I had an area where somebody can come in and cut the client's hair and teach them about barbering anyway. In the basement, I had an area, like you said, where we could bring in a cosmetologist with the everything laid out. Everything you said in this building, a kitchen, culinary. I'm looking now, mind you, had everything lined up, Queen. Now, when I talk about us, I'm not talking about everybody. Please don't get it wrong. When I talk about us, and I'm talking about business, I'm talking about certain people that don't want to see you succeed, or they coming to see what they can get from you. And that's why for me, Queen, and I have to make it clear with certain people, if you come into my life and you got some crutball stuff going on with you, get away from me. Get away from me, because I lived that life. You got me? I lived that life. And to pick with your tail, I feel like this, because I'm listening to everything you saying. If I turned around and did some crutball stuff to God's people, I feel like the Holy Spirit will turn my butt up. With the, the conscience wise, I'm like, I love the peace I have in my spirit, right? But everything we saying, I feel like as a man of God, that if I manipulate and play his people and not guide them in the right direction, he gonna get me, because he called me, to go back. So that's why I wanted to pick with you, right? But look, I'm raw. Now, I try not to. If you hear me curse, that's because I'm pissed about something. But I try not to. But for the most part, when it comes to dealing with our people, embracing them, and I had to learn this too, Queen, because I'm older, I have a tendency of taking on people, mainly if they're younger than me. Like my children age, I come up, I'm like dad. I'm like big uncle. And sometimes when it comes to me, when I'm working with them, and they know you, when you come in my housing program, you have to do the work to change that mindset, right? And if you're not doing the work, I have a tendency of coming at you as that parent. And that's why, like you said, I had to put a team with me, because I was doing this when we had these two houses, but now that we end up getting the building, it was larger. So I had to get women to basically work with the women, right? And the men are no problem to me. The men are no problem, but it's the women that I had to get women to work with, because I ain't want nobody to say he did this, none of that. None of that. And everything you said, I'm telling you is correct. Do not get it wrong. Because this time I had a board, but they were separated. But this time my board members is not only my board members, they volunteer to help me with the program. Because once I came off the home monitor, I was running off in my mouth by myself. Now, mind you, I was so disappointed, Queen, because I'm with all these organizations, these nonprofits. We do rallies together. We do protests together. None of them stood up for me. None of them. I was disappointed.
You know why they didn't say it, not right?
You don't want me to do this, right?
What would have happened happen to them once they stand up for you.
That's why I couldn't blame them.
They're looking at like, no, I mean, you know, he do this or he did this or he said this or whatever. So they're not gonna risk something, or if they're getting money from people, they can't stand up for you because that can stop what they're doing.
And you know what? That's why I was not a paid, listen to what I'm saying. I was not a paid organizer. Because now, even though I volunteered, but my mouth is this, and they would give you a script to read off of, and I said, I'm not going to follow that. Because if I'm talking about a certain thing, I'm going to talk a little bit about the issue. Then I'm going to go into the solution. And I realized they didn't want you to talk like that. So,
they don't want, especially if it's coming against somebody
else. Yeah. And that's the only reason why, Queen. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
They want to, like, take control. They want fully control, and you have to do everything they say when they giving you that money. But because you on your own, you know, and it has not been 3 years.
What? Come on.
That when they took and kidnapped you.
No, it'll be 3 years in March.
Well, we need to hurry up and do something about that, and I think that should be like a compensation. You said the police department, right? Yeah,
I was told exactly what you saying. Because I had to run down to the rental place, right? Because I don't throw clients out. I will if I'm gonna move you out of mine, I'm gonna put you in another one. I don't just homeless people. I just don't put you back out to be homeless again. I don't do it. But if I see that my program is not designed maybe for you, or you need more structure, I will send you somewhere where you can get that better structure, right?
To someone else that
Right.
Yes.
So
if we're going to get compensation as the police, that means we have to go through Brandon, and we need Brandon to compensate you, and on top of Brandon, and you know, trust and believe he's going to hear this. So on top of him,
he kind of familiar.
We need him to think about this multi-plan building. He know who you are, like you said, and he know you real about the community. And I told Brandon before, like what you're saying, not knowing that I was going to meet you, but I told him that you are exactly the kind of people that we need for the city. Brandy, you are in control of the city. Now you're a little bit more mature than that young man that came in. Okay? Because if you don't get on top of things very quickly, we're going to be looking at a new mayor. It's simple as that. So while you have Brother Copeland Sr., you already know what he's about. He can give you a proposal within a week. Come on, let's all get together on the board and make Baltimore City the best city in what? United States of America.
And you know what? That's the you know what? Before God called me home, I would like to see us, and I do believe it in my spirit, Queen. You know, because I know the work that it takes, and I see what's going on with We, Ours, Us, and all these other organizations, you know, that's in the communities that they don't get credit for. I want to see us in a better place, in a more better place. Because I tell people all the time, Baltimore City not as bad as you think. Because they only report certain things, right? And it does make the multitude look bad. And I know you understand this statement too, when we say one spoiled apple can, you know, one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. And that's what I look at with certain things that's happening in the communities, right? It's that small percentage, but they want to make it look like it's the whole. And whenever I'm talking like this, I have to let people know that even though they report more of the violent criminal behaviors, I said Baltimore City as a whole is not as bad as y'all think. And I tell anybody that might want to come and visit, I said, come on, because there's some beautiful places here. Even if you want to go and see some of the rough places, I said, I ain't got no problem in taking you.
Like, I know a lot of people be talking about Jimmy's The Yakima joint, I always, go over there to Jimmy once in a blue moon when I want some Yakima. Now I gotta go down there over to Milton Hoffman. Okay? My mom and dad, they're going to Potomac and Preston. So, I mean, the best way to do, like Baltimore City, I believe, could come together. We're a great city. Crime is everywhere. So I don't get when they try to just say Baltimore City.
I gotta stop you right now because I'm old. I'm old. I gotta stop you right now because this what made me say you seasoned when you talked about City Food Market. Oh, yeah. I used to live on Drew Hill. I remember City Food Market, the furniture spot. Yeah, you're right there near the Mortons. I lived across the street from the Mortons.
The street from Sugar Hill and
yeah, Sugar Hill and.
My uncle is Big Dave, David. And on North Avenue where Lee never contested at, because we from the same community.
That's why, look, I'm sorry, but now look, that's why when you mention city food, I'm like, oop.
Do you know RC?
Oop.
Yeah, but Little Willie was on the other side.
Yeah, that was Drew Hill and White Lot.
That was right there at White Lot,
right?
And Drew Hill on the corner. So I'm trying to name some of my family members.
I probably know them.
I'm telling you,
Let me say this. Carlos Austin. Now you familiar with White Lock and them? I know you. I mean around Drew Hill and them. I know you know Carlos and them.
I think but like I said, I might have was a little young, or we might be running the same age then, but I know Carlos. Like I knew a lot of them. I knew, and I was selling drugs. So I used to sell
No, because I got you. I
was selling packages up in Park Heights. So I was with the Jacksons up there. They were no family, but like it wasn't nothing. Living was nothing like living now. It wasn't. Cinderella's on Park Heights. I had sold up from Belvedere all the way down to Martin Luther King. So everybody was coming to get the packages from me or my people. And I wound up had to do some time. But it was a good thing to do the time because in doing the time, I learned how to write the governor to get my record clean. I couldn't read till I was 27. So when they were saying everything to me, I couldn't understand. I couldn't read. So what God did was allow one of my children's teacher teach me from the first grade how to read because he was getting his homework done. So this is how God started putting things together. And this is when I want to say, COVID, that you're chosen because you should have been gone a long time ago.
Ooh, you know it. You know it. Because look, just what you said now, come on. You looking at this one right here too. Pennsylvania and Clifton. So I know you familiar with like the Fauntleroys and all that. So I grew up with all of them. Now Antonio Hayes' mother, and I tell her and Antonio Hayes, I tell him I'm really, really proud of him, right? Because I remember Pinky, I grew up with Pinky and his father, right? And we was at an event one day. And I went over to him and gave him a hug. I said, every time I come around Pennsylvania, Francis Street, I would always ask about you. I would always ask about Antonio because I remember him as a little kid and he was different from the rest of the kids to me, right? So I would always ask about him. I did not know he went into politics. And one year he came after Barbara Robinson and said that old lady need to go and sit her butt down, blah, blah, blah. And I came for him. I said, you don't never disrespect blah. But look, when I found out that was Pinky's son, right? Miss Barbara Robinson, I was going to help her, Senator Barbara Robinson. The goal was to help her win her seat again. But when I found out that was Pinky's son running against her, I backed up. I said, I can't do it because that's like family to me, right?
Right.
Right. So I backed up. He won, and I shared it a while back because I know Barbara Robinson is about business too, but it was just that he grew up in the community and I knew him, and not only that, just to know from the way we used to live our lives, and just to see our children prosper in the way they are, because I realized this because of my family, right? And keep in mind, almost 33 years clean from it, right? The mold or that, what we call it, that stigma on the family has been broken. It has been broken. So I thank God by the time my kids started coming, my oldest daughter at the time, she was almost 4. My other 2 youngest, they in their 20s, so they didn't see none of that. And I don't talk like this, like, man, you talking the way we talk. I wasn't sharing a lot of this as they was coming up because I didn't want to promote the lifestyle. You get me? And for them to think it was okay. And when I look back at it, I'm like you. I came out of school in the 10th grade. I only got a 9th grade education, but I ain't dumb by far. You get me? I ain't dumb by far. And I like playing with people, right? And I love what you said about learning to read all over again, right? Because no matter what, I'm like you. Any event or anything we're going to go out and fight against, I will study a little bit up on it. And 9 times out of 10, it's probably something I already experienced and what we can do to improve it, right? And I realized going to City Hall, places like that, and I kid and I joked about Brandon Scott and them, because they know when Steve Copeland I come with the blue folder. And I tell them, this is what we can do to slow this down. This is what we can do to slow that down. This is what we can do to put a stop to this. And I laugh and kid and joke and say they grab me by the collar and be like, get that nigga out of here.
But when they do that, but still, when they do that, then once you have some people in order, they're either going to get with the program or we have to get someone that's going to get with the program. Now, I would rather for Brandon to carry on and get with the program. I'm
gonna throw another name at you, right? And I'm gonna throw another name at you because I know where you at spiritually. Bishop Carrington. You ever heard of him?
What's the name of his church?
I'm trying to think of it.
Where's his church at?
I know he just moved. Right, because I know 9 times out of 10, you probably know him or been around him. But look, the reason why I'm saying this, he was the one that helped me understand. And I'm going to just say good and evil. I just want to put it right there for where we at. And you know how I don't know why people do this. I don't know why people do that. And because of the spiritual journey we on, he was like, Steve, everything have its purpose. I was like, God dang it.
Yes, it does.
Dang it. So that's when I started realizing, I'm going to just say for us, our journey is spiritual based. And even though we come up against evil, they have a job to do too. We have to stay on this side, you get me? And when he said that to me, I was like, okay. Because now, I realized that with the politicians. What the freak? Wait a minute. Because my daggone camera done jumped around. I don't know why my camera jumped backwards. But look.
Because sometimes they had to go do this thing where you got to put the puzzle together or something, but I don't know.
Well, no, it didn't show me that yet. But look. And thank you for coming up. Be honest. Thank you for coming up because I know it started out rough. And that's fine. I'm kind of used to certain things. But mainly if you don't know me, you know. But
I know a little bit about today. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to do my research.
I ain't got to do nothing on you. I feel you here. I ain't got to do it. Because look.
Do my research and then definitely be a part of your community because I do got to go. But definitely, because I'm supposed to be to work at 3. But definitely got to be a part of the community, you know, for whatever you need Betty to do.
That's, yeah, see. Come on.
I don't need to be in front of the camera at all. I could be behind the camera, and I could put them papers together. And if you need me to be a spokesperson, I can get dressed up in $1,000 suit. I'm gonna wear some $10 flat shoes, and when they're gonna be asking you, am I your sister or am I your niece? Because we both got big mouths, and we mean what we say, and we're for the people, and we're for the community. And once you for the people and the love of the people, and you follow God, and God is love, and we got to treat everybody as if we would treat God, then that's when the movement really going to start. Again, I think that Brandon is going to see this, and I say to Brandon, I'm Betty Wright that wrote you a couple of times to say we need to do some things to make Baltimore City the best city in United States, because I want it to be that everybody come back, all the mans from the other states come back to Brandon and say, what did you do? How did you get this done? And one of the things he's going to be saying is, I seen a platform when Copeland was talking to some woman, both of them was loud, and now we're here. It's no reason for our Inner Harbor to be tackled. We need to upgrade the Inner Harbor just a little bit. We should never
you know, they get ready to turn that into I'm gonna just say like an apartment complex.
What, down the Inner Harbor?
Yep. Well, not whoever the new developers is, they get ready to, it's like over the years they're gonna tear things down, and it's still gonna be like the Inner Harbor, but it's gonna be more houses in it now. Right. And I was listening to them talking about the redevelopment of the Inner Harbor. I was like, oh my God. Because you know that's the tourist place. And it might still have some of it with it, but from the way they talking about redeveloping it, I believe it's going to be some expensive houses down there as well. Or like studio, however them. I was doing.
They did upgrade a lot of those
right.
Down there, you know.
Look, I know you can't see this too well, but we're restreaming right now. As we talking, we on TikTok.
Okay, and so a lot of people, I do have a lot of people on TikTok, so a lot of my people.
I mean, I'm sorry, I said TikTok. We on Twitter. On Twitch. Yeah, it's I'm on Twitter. I'm on both of them, Twitch and Twitter. See, we live. I'm on my other restream. It's streaming to Twitch and Twitter too, so they can actually hear you. They hear you from here because I got it close near my iPad where they can hear the conversation. Okay, in Baltimore City.
Because I gotta jump out. This is Betty Wright Aluja, and I want to say good afternoon to the city of Baltimore. I jumped on Mr. Copeland, and really we're from the same groups. We're from the same community, and we just want Baltimore City to know that we want to upgrade Baltimore. We're looking to upgrade Baltimore, and we want to let you know you guys are our family. The people that live in Baltimore, we're from Baltimore, and we want to see Baltimore be the best city in the whole United States. With that being said, is that we need you. So when you see us in your community, run to work with us. Run to make Baltimore City. Our children is their future for tomorrow, what we want to do. Okay, so if you're over 21, I want you to find this guy. He knows where I'm at. So what I'm looking for with my 21 by 30, you own your own home. I want you to have businesses. Yes, I want you to be entrepreneurs. I don't want you selling drugs. If you're selling drugs, I want to change your mindset. Who knows? Our next millionaire to help our children coming up. We're doing a fight for the African American in the United States, because I feel that we're the best people in the whole wide world. It comes back to our parents that was slavery. We made America. Even Donald Trump said the African American community, we darn sure, we want the washing machine, the TV, what have we not did? The aircraft that they take to the moon, everything came from African Americans. We took and worked our butts off to make America what they was. The Indians was already here before Christopher Columbus and the rest of them came.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, even with the education system, there's no reason for children to be in the schools fighting for what we want to work to make the education system better so they could be owners. So it takes a village. So it's going to take all of us to come together, all of us. Not one, not two, not 1,000. We need everybody. If you're doing drugs, we want you to change your mindset so you can help others that's doing drugs so we all could be clear what we're doing. We want every African American saved. And with that being said, we need everyone. We need everyone. We need you. You know, whatever help you need, we understand that some people have to take medication. We understand that people got illness, mental illness. We understand that when you go to your doctor, if you got diabetes, they put in your first thing, they put you on metformin. We don't want to see you on the medication. No. We want you to work for you. And we're going to work for you too. But without you working for you, we can't work for you. So we have to change your mindset to saying from the lowest to the richest, you are important to us. Don't feel that, oh, if you're on social service, I was on social service with 12 children. All of them work. I had to get one of them locked up for 10 years because I can't have you out here saying that you're going to hurt someone. Once I hear it, and I have a master in criminal justice, I have to act on it. So I had to get him locked up. He came home. Everybody was dead except him.
TikTok
All
friendly.
the gang members are dead.
I got you. TikTok friendly with certain words because I'm gonna make a little clip of this and send it back over later, so I don't want them to
Yeah, because you don't want them to take it off the platform, and then
right.
we find out like even on the platform. But yeah, I definitely need to get with you. Like I said, like I always do the research of a person first, always, and then once I know what you're trying to do and what you want to do and who you're trying to do it with, maybe it's some people that you don't know,
right?
I can come and introduce you to. You know, we could do a meeting with them and we can say what you need to do, what you want to do, and they can tell us more how they can help you get it done.
And you know what? I'm shutting my mouth because everything you are saying, be honest with you, I've been praying on. And another thing too, Queen, I'm listening to you, and for me, I will shut my mouth because I feel like if somebody there and they speak in my language, but you're more articulate with it, my goal is to stand beside you, and that's anybody that I work with because I'm getting tired, be honest with you. I'm going to buy me a nice fold-up chair. So whenever we're called to speak somewhere, and I'm going to say, come on, you speak, I'm going to sit right here. And if I got to stand up, I'll stand up because I'm like you. I don't want to be in front of the cameras no more. I'm sick and tired of this. I don't want to be on the forefront. You get me? I'm going to start calling you.
I would get with Attorney Brown, Maryland Attorney Brown.
Anthony Brown?
Anthony Brown.
Right.
Just to ask a couple questions about what happened to you.
I want to meet him. Now, I'm sorry, but look, yeah, because he was at Ivan Bates thing back in 2023. Anthony Brown. And I'm going to tell you, Queen, I want to meet him because he was the only one that stood up and started talking about solutions. I was like, ooh. So I realized, once again, he's about helping the people. And people like that, I pay real close attention to, and I'm going to share this, and I know you said you got to go. I was listening to Governor Westmore, right? And I looked at something that happened to him when he was much younger. And it's just something about him. So my goal is to meet him because I just want to be around him to feel him, his spirit. But I ended up meeting his wife. I got a phone call to come down Chester Street because he's supposed to have been there. But she was there. He had to go to Annapolis. And I felt it with her. And I felt like the apple didn't fall too far from the tree. That's her husband. You get me? So be honest, and he go to Dante Hickman's church. Be honest, the goal is to personally meet him so we can talk. You get me?
So, like I said, I know a couple people down in Annapolis. Let me just shoot a couple things. okay? Even with Anthony Brown, okay? Because if these people that you want to meet, you know, they stay so busy, but a 15, 20 minute,
right.
At least you got to meet them.
Right.
We're going to say what we need to say. We're going to take a picture with them, okay? Because that's going to be wherever your building's at. They're going to see you with these gentlemen. You know, people respect what they can see. Oh, he know Anthony, or, you know, he know Governor Westmore, you know, and they're good guys. That's what I can say about Governor Westmore. He do love the state of Maryland also.
He do.
And
He
I
do.
worked a lot.
He do.
I worked a lot with the last governor too, you know, in the background, but you know, I haven't had a picture with Governor Westmore myself, but yeah, I know some people that know him and his brother, knows his brother. So I will be more than happy to shoot a couple things Monday morning down to Annapolis that I definitely need him to meet with you. If it's stuff about 20 minutes, we're not even asking for a half an hour, you know, so, and he's going to sit and he's going to meet and whatever you guys talk about, and he'll say, he might put somebody on what you need to be done, but at least you got to meet.
Right.
Anthony Brown, I know that he's a non-set person. He does not play.
I felt it because I'm telling you, Queen.
I get emails from him all day long, okay? And some of his people that he has, when I tell you they so real, I mean, even if you don't get him, if he sends someone your way, it's like a done deal.
Right. That's, you know what? Exactly what you said, right? It's getting their attention. And that day that I was with Anthony Brown and I'm right, Mackenzie Frost was there. I know her personally. I called her about a lot of things too. And Isabel Cummings was there that day too. That's my baby. That's my baby. I told everything I just shared with you about what I went through. She already know about it. She told me come and sit and talk with her. But during that time, I was on home monitor, so I couldn't actually go. But she knew because me and her was talking before that happened to me, and I told her, I said, I was telling Isabel that because of the stuff I was going through with the police department, I said, I'm not going to work with them no more. I said, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And it was Isabel Cummings that told me, don't turn my back on them.
Okay, so you might, I don't know how far it went up to the major or.
I tried to reach out to, Commissioner Harris a few times as well. Because of what was happening. And one day when I called to set up a meeting with him, right after that, he ended up leaving, so I didn't have a chance. But anyway, he know who I am. And when I called up there and left a message, the lady said, well, who do you want me to tell him calling? I said, just tell him the big mouth, bald head, black dude. I said, he'll know. She bust out laughing. I said, no. Cause look.
Yeah, people like that down the earth, they started just like from the beginning, then they end up with these positions and, you know, like, I'm like, you got to show me your work. If you don't show me you ain't got no work in you, then I just can't believe what you said. If I don't see you changing lives and you're a part of the community, and then I went to school for this and I went to school for that, and like I said, I had a good proposal. I wanted to deal with the young people that's doing the crime. Okay, and so if you're out here in Baltimore City and you're doing a crime, we're not going to have it. 2026, we're not going for it.
And let me tell you this, because of what you just said, and you gonna come up here and get off at me. You sound like you're a parent too. look, I know, but look, that's how I look at our children. Girl, I mean, I'm sorry. When I was over to prison, and when I heard our little 10, 11-year-olds was out there stealing cars, I'm like, where they get this junk from? I need my belt. I ain't got time for it. Because I was shocked.
Not only that, I need to come after the parent too.
Yeah.
When you can't correct your children because they said you could get locked up, well, you're going to have to lock me up. Because if you don't lock me up, you're going to kill them and their moms. So we ain't going to have that. I don't get no 13, 14-year-old hitting an adult. You done lost your mind. You done gone crazy. Okay? I know that a lot of the drug addict dealers take them to a 10-year, 11-year-old. They the one that's holding the materials. They will shoot you like it ain't nothing.
Look.
We're going to change the avenue.
I remember. Look, I remember when. Cause you know, back in the day, they wouldn't touch them, but they'd come for us, right? I remember when.
You remember back in the day when the light post came on and you had to be in front of the door? We gotta go back to that. If we catch you outside and you 16 and under, your parents gonna think you missing. You're gonna be missing in one of our programs, and we're not gonna release you to 21. That's what I want Brandon to see. You say you want to make Baltimore better, right? Then let's do it.
You know what? You gonna
march, get set, let's go.
You gonna get you're not gonna get mad at me, but I'm getting ready to say this. I started the B Moore's Real Team Talk Show, and you sound like somebody I need on there because.
No, I'm dead serious. We're gonna change the committee. We're gonna do this. I want people that really want to do it. Those young people that's in college and they got to do stuff for the communities to graduate. They could come aboard. Cause I don't know where their young mind is. Their young mind might be so smarter than mine. And something that I'm like, oh my God, girl, you're brilliant. We need that. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you old school and you know that everything mature as age go on, so they might see it as a different. Well, maybe we should try this. You know, and you know, we'll make it as like each community. Somebody gonna be awarded the winner.
Yeah.
Like now you gotta help get your young people together. So if you're 13 and you know a friend doing this, and you can bring them around and you can say, well, let's try it this way, you know, because sometimes it takes you reach out and touch somebody's hand. So I need those young people to work with young people. But I'm telling parents now, when I come for you, I'm coming for you and I'm coming for your children. If I find you 16 and under, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's a group of you on the corner. You ain't in school, then I don't need you just to be standing on the corner, so we're going to snatch you. We're going to kidnap you. And once we kidnap you, we will not release you till you're 21. Now, when we release you at 21, this is what we expect to do. We expect for you to have your high school diploma. You need to either have a trade or a 2-year college. That's what this program that I'm talking about doing for you. Then you have to come back to the community that you want to stand in the corner of and do something for somebody. Whether you do it for one young person or another, you have to come back and change lives because that's what we're doing with you. And then before we release you, I expect for you to have your driver's license. And we want to start you with just a little house to buy. I don't want you written if you're working at 12, 13, 1400. I want you owning. You're young. So when you hit 40, if you're not where you can sell your house to grow better to another development, then you'll still have your home and your community that you change, whatever community that you go to, but you own it. I don't want you independent. I want you dependent. I want to be able to depend on you. You know, and I want others to be able to see, you know what, they grabbed him. He ain't even the same person. He don't even talk the same. He don't even look the same. You know what? She was running up and down the street. She had that baby. Okay. We don't want the baby to be adopted if you get it to what?
Right.
Protect the service, because that's what they're going to do. I want you, baby, to keep your baby, but you're going to mature with the baby and you're going to do what you have to do as a parent. So I was a parent at 15. Okay, and I did not know any. I'm telling you, I was dumb.
Right.
I was dumb. You know, so I lost that first baby. But I swore to myself that I would never, ever, lose another child. Even though I was in Mother and Bishop Walker House, I was adopted by them. And from, 6 years old, from Drew Hill White Lock that I remember. So God had already had the plan. You see what I'm saying? I started out rough.
And you got me thinking again when you said Bishop Walker. I'm just trying to, I'm just, when we say names, I try to picture your face as well, and
so he was over there on Hartford Road with Addison with a 19-hole bar, that church right there with it's been there for years, across the street from Lake Clifton.
Is the church still there? Or is he still there?
No, he's gone. He's
right. I was.
Yeah, they're resting. So, but Bishop Nelson, Jonathan and Jason, they big artists and singers, but Bishop Nelson is still around. like Bishop Showell Cordelius, but you know, his mother and father, they was like my godparents. So I actually received the Holy Ghost on the pulpit, and it was interpreter. Hey, hallelujah, in the building. So, you know, that's God sent with somebody, you speaking in other languages,
and they can interpret it.
Right, so, and then when I woke up, it was the next morning, because when you dealing in the spirit, God will knock you out. I was like, where I'm at? My father had to bring that stage. But even over there on Miami Street, Dynamic Deliverance, that's my brother-in-law church, Bishop Adams. So him and Victoria is over there. Okay, and so Nazarene Temple is still up there. So it is some churches that I know, you know, and then there's some that I'm not. I wanted to tell you, my mother, they used to call her Drunken Mary on Drew Hill and White Line. She used to be in front of. What?
No, I'm just saying, watch it, cause I.
Yeah, she's in front of these delicate contestants.
I might look. Reason why I said watch it, cause I might know it. Because that's why I said watch it.
I know you remember Jones. Remember Jones? Corner.
Yeah, I grew up in the '60s on Linden, and then Utah. Then we moved on Drew Hill. I think I was around about 10, 11 on Drew Hill across the street from the Mortons.
Yeah, David and them, Joseph, David, Chummy, all of them live like you. That's funny. How when you live in the community, the parents just stay right there in that community. Like
right.
We was on Utah, we was on McCullough, we was on Pendenton, we was on Drew Hill, we was on White Lot, we was on Bloom Street, Division Street. So we was on.
So you know Stokey, you know the I know you know him.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know any of the Stokes.
Yeah.
That's my god brother and god sister.
I remember this. Wait a minute. Why I'm thinking Smoot. I'm thinking Smoots. But yeah, the Stokey, the Callaways. I'm trying to make sure I get that name right. Yeah, cause see.
A lot of them. North Bay, Big Bay, right there on White Lock Street. But you said Francis Street.
I grew up around Linden in the '60s. White Lock with the Smoots, with the Callaway. We all know each other.
And see, I was young, so I wasn't born until '68. But
all right.
It's like, yeah, so I'm no younger than you, but yeah, all of those families are well known in the community.
Now,
especially the Mortons.
Something you mentioned, White Lock and that church right there. Because you know now it's a center and everything, right? The dating grew. I remember playing at that church as a kid, and matter of fact, it's Reservoir Hill. But matter of fact, the guy that's running that facility now with the youth and everything. You girl in that sense, but I'm older. But look, if you look at my my YP, right, a lot of the stuff that I do, I'll record a little something and I send it back. So I went around there because before I got kidnapped, they was talking about adding on to the building a center. Well, it's done now. So I went back around there to talk with everybody because I haven't seen them in a little bit. And matter of fact, the reason why I went around there, because I was looking for some places that we can put our clients from the temporary houses into the permanent housing. Right. So I even went to not Reservoir, Lakeview Apartments and all that. Because I have to talk with mainly property managers, private landlords, because I can only keep you for a certain length of time. But the goal is to help you restructure your life to prepare you for the permanent part of it. And like you said too, Queen, in my housing program, when you have women with children that's on TCA, we know they're not getting a lot of money. So the goal is to help them to become more independent where they don't have to rely on TCA. But now the thing that got me with this, Queen, and we'll talk more about it, the thing that got me with this, some women that might have 5 or more kids, and I'm looking at them making well over $20 an hour, or some of them that's getting into nursing school, cosmetology, I'm just looking at they still might need food stamps. You know, I'm just looking at that. We're talking. We're talking.
It's just not enough.
Right. Because I'm looking at if they can afford a regular rent. And not just that too. That's why I said we got to talk, because the goal is to start rehabbing and revitalizing houses and making them affordable for the low to moderate income people.
Right, and another thing they're doing with Section 8 is saying that when they come independent and that they're working, that they could go after buying. So we want them to keep their word, you know. And I told Brandon another thing as the city, what he could do if he really wants to get back is to, whether they're male or female and they're working, if they're on Section 8, that the city of Baltimore will start buying some of those homes where they're taking the Section 8 money and allowing them to use that Section 8 money, and then after maybe 10 or 15 years, they'll own the house. So it won't be I know we're taking away from the landlords, you know, but because they charge so much, and they may do away with that. So I know the landlords know that if you have your home more than what it costs to run the mortgage, they're going to go by the mortgage. They're not going to go by, like, when I was on Section 8, my landlord was getting $3,000, but his mortgage was only $1,000.
Right. Now, keep in mind too. Keep in mind. I know they talking about cutting back. Well, that's my word for it. Cutting back on a lot of these programs, but they can't get rid of them. They can't. They can slow a lot down.
Well, they can, but I mean, I'm sure everybody's going to fight, because then you talked about almost at least 40% of the country is going to be outdoors, and we're children. That's what they did with the food stamp, but you see that they had to put it back on because people just not going to let the babies starve. Whether they Caucasian or African American. You know, really, what people don't understand is it's not many of us, but it's a lot of them that receive benefits. And so that was going to knock their babies off to Trump. I don't know what Mr. Trump was thinking about.
Keep in mind, it's not Trump. It's Congress. And I had me and God dang it.
Well, he the one signing all the papers.
He's signing it, right. He's signing it, right. Because I had to look at it myself, because I was talking to Keith. Keith ran for mayor, right? And Keith was, I said, Keith.
Which Keith?
What's Keith Scott? And I was like, Keith. Yeah, you might know him if you say
I know a little bit about Keith Scott.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Now, Keith Scott.
And I'm going to leave it just like that.
Look, he called me. He said, Steve, I want you to partner up with me, right? So basically, he's looking at reparation, but not just him. It's supposed to be a group of them. So I said, no problem. Just let me know what y'all need me to do. Because number one, Queen, they know where I'm at with this. You get me? And anytime I stand beside certain people and our politicians see it, I already know. They're going to be like, oh shit, Steve right there with them. Excuse the language, but I already know, right? But.
And they know too.
Yeah, they know it. Because I'm going to share this with you. Christopher Anderson is a Republican. Now, mind you, 9 Black Republicans ran for seats in Baltimore City. Now, Christopher Anderson asked me to come and help the Republican Party win. I said, you know what? I'll come. I knew they weren't going to win. I knew it because this is a Democratic city. I said, I will come and help y'all give them a run for their damn money. Excuse my language, Queen. But that's how I had to tell him, right? And he's a minister. You know, we kick it like that. But I said, look, I knew they weren't going to win. The only person that could have won their seat, and that was Kimberly Klacik, because she was running for Congress. That was the only one, because you can be a Democrat and vote Republican as well, right? For the for Congress, right? So anyway, that was the only one. But the moment, let me finish. The moment Because I mentioned his name to you. The moment I seen Kwesi, I knew that was a done deal.
Yeah, but
I knew she wasn't going to win.
I got a problem with him.
I told Kwesi one day, right? I said, I know, because I'm 63, so I know he in his 70s. I said, come here.
He's like, what, 74?
Probably, right, yeah. I said, I remember you when you was a little younger, right? And you know he don't really have no gray hair, right? I said, what type of dye do you use? He bust out laughing. He bust out laughing.
When we used to live up there on Alcatraz Terrace, I was like,
Yep.
15, 16. But he used to live up there across the street from Drill Park. You know, he always has been on the platform for politics. No matter what he did, he has always. But
he didn't need campaign for a seat. I just knew. Look, I just knew. Now Kimberly had got about.
It was given to him. You're right. He didn't.
That's why when I seen him.
But I got a problem with him because when I talk to his people, they have no education. It sounds like people off the street. You know, and I'm looking at him like, if a Caucasian really come after him, they're going to get the seat. They are. But you know, where his platform at for us. He's on. Drew Whitelock is on his platform, right? Is he over? Yeah, he's a Congress for them.
Yeah, because he was down. He's Congress member for the 7th district. He we was at Harlem Park when I asked him about what type of dye you use, right? Because I remember, I'm like, now I know he's at least in his 70s because I'm 63. And I'm gonna tell you somebody I remember too. You got my mind going back, and I'm tired of you.
Not that much older than me.
I know. I was thinking about Clarence Mitchell the other day. That's why I said you got me going back. Because Clarence Mitchell used to live off of Utah and what's that one-way street going down in them apartments?
Yeah, they lived up there. A lot of them.
Right.
Mitchell was up there. I mean, he was much older than me.
But, right.
Yeah, he was much older than me. I think you got me by, 6 or 7? You got me.
Yeah, I got you about 5 because you said 68, right?
5 or 6. I'm
6.
Yeah, so I'm 68, so I'm 68. So, but I know some people your age. I'm definitely gonna run into them.
And I'm gonna tell you somebody else, and I don't mean because you got me excited. So I don't mean to keep coming in like that, but I'm gonna tell you somebody else I know you know real well too. Andre Bundley.
Yeah, I know Andre.
I know it. Because we grew up with them around Whitelock and Madison.
When I say I know them, it's from
community.
Like, I don't personally.
No.
Okay. Like, it's like you know people and you know who to play with and who not to play with.
Because you know
who can get something done and you know who can't get
something done. Because look,
and when my name get mentioned down in Annapolis and they say Betty White, or they say Betty Williams, or they say that new African named Betty Allude, they're like, oh Lord, no, that's trouble. No. What does she want? What does she need? So normally that's what happens with me. No, we're not. No, we're not. What happened? Is she coming? Because I'll come through Annapolis doors, lock me up. Time to judge here what I gotta say. I want a jury.
So would you be at the delegate building in Annapolis?
Well,
the House of Delegates.
I actually be at the governor's building. I can't say what building I'm
right.
at.
I got you.
Underclothes.
Right.
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 So I'm not on that community board now. On the new community board.
I got
but
you.
Guess what? All my friends are still in Annapolis.
Reason why I said I got you because I know certain things we can't.
Yeah, so and like even when I went against University of Maryland, that state hospital. So when I went against them, I mean they always be talking about, and I don't. Maybe you can help me why they do this. They say undisclosed amount or something. It doesn't even get to the courthouse or anything.
Right.
I got locked up. So I got locked up. The police locked me up because someone said that I was going to blow up a school. And so they called the police. No, that's not what I said. I said that the school is going to get blown up, and me and my son is going to be there while the school get blown up. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of definition. I'm talking about the information is going to get blown up. Do you know, after sitting in that cold cell, and I'm anemic for 18 hours, when I get in front of the commissioner, she said, what did they lock you up for? This is a hearsay. So when we see things like that, and I see somebody that don't look like I look, wait a minute, when is I'm going to go to court? Because I never went in the court building. So I need a compensation.
Now, somebody.
They said it's an underclose.
Right.
That you can't speak of it or something, so.
Somebody some years ago, now mind you, same things we do. We do protests, we do rallies, and it was some stuff that was going on in Middle River. And as a community organizer, I went there to support the Black community, right? And some people I know, church-going people, somebody made a statement about me saying that I was going to come to Middle River and blow the motherfucking protesters' heads on. And I'm sitting home and I'm watching what's going on down there on my live. So me and Sergeant Connors was talking during that time because he was the one making sure everything stayed under control. He said, Steve, where you at? I said, right here looking at you. I'm home. So they had went into this restaurant down there, Seafood, because they thought I was in there.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, thank you. They thought I was in there with a pew-pew. But anyway, I had to turn myself in. And that was on a Friday. And he told me, he said, no, was it on a Thursday? Me and him was talking. And he told me that there was a warrant taken out on me. And it was all over the news and everything about this crazy deranged man from Parkville. I said, these mother suckers. But anyway. No, I'm not out there now.
Oh, I'm in Parkville. I live in Parkville.
Yeah, I was during that time, right? But look, it was a deacon woman that reported that fake, phony stuff on me because I would not be a part of that bull crap they was doing down in Middle River. For 200. Huh?
Young was down there doing his He was down there all eating seafood.
Who?
Young.
What's Young?
What's his first name? Didn't he pass away? I don't know if he passed away, but
not Larry Young, was it?
I don't know which Young it was. It's one of them young brothers, and the one that do the videos, and every time it's something, he gets to the platform and he shared it. But he was down there.
You talking about Larry Wallace?
Oh, Larry.
Are you talking about Larry?
I think I'm talking about Larry.
Right, because me and Larry Wallace.
And when he went outside, he was for the people, but when he went inside, he was for the crab people, and they were giving him seafood, and he was eating this.
I'm gonna let you go because you're gonna be on here for the next 5 hours messing with me.
But no, you see my name and everything, please ask me, to follow you.
That's that's what I was trying to do.
I'm gonna pass you my please.
I was the one. Hold up, look, Ricky Vaughn. You remember Ricky Vaughn? He was one of the main speakers down there. Then you got Larry. Then you have Christina that came. I was the one that was going down there to try to keep order. And I would go inside. I would go inside. But look, hold up. I would go inside to talk with Vince and them and tell Vince, cut that bull junk out, pick him with them, blah, 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 right? So when I would come out, I would walk down the hill, right, with them. They never once asked me, Steve, why you came down here, blah, blah, blah. They start calling me Uncle Tom, Uncle Ruckus. I'm like, who the hell is that? I was coming back to talk with them. But because they wouldn't listen, I'm like, I was the one with the white box truck. I would come down with the white box truck, and I would be smart with them. I would park it on the lot. I would walk down. I called it the plantation, right? I would walk down behind the grass, and I would walk past them just to pick with them and go into the big White House. I said, I would pick with them.
I gotta go, but this the thing with you. Whatever you want to go for, and whatever you believe in, you do it.
You know what?
Gonna send people your way.
You making me feel good.
Like God,
you are.
God let me come on your platform today
you
for
are.
a reason. So, like, if whatever you feel like in your heart is the right thing to do, then you fight for it. Don't worry about what this person might do or what that person might do. Because sometimes I don't know if the Caucasians like they used to be, but sometimes back in the day, whenever you touch on that platform or when something don't go right, next thing you know, you come up missing.
Right.
And when you're fighting for our people, it seems like they don't get it in their head that we're fighting for you. That we're really fighting for you. And we hoping that you're going to come out and fight for you too.
That's it.
And I understand. I want to let you know that I understand what you're going through, especially with family too. The family, like, used to be your backbone, but now they're your worst enemy. So you have to remember, sometimes family member call on you, or sometimes you could be doing it out the kind of your heart, like the love for the people, and like those other organizations, if they feel that you get too far gone, or you're getting above them, or it's Brandon, let you have your organization, and Martin said that they don't want you to go before them or over them, because that's where jealousy comes. Instead of helping you, we all can fight together, and that person, we call that bridging over, we call that keeping in touch with one another. But like you said, so many so if they in zip code 17, whoever's in zip code 17, I really don't see much that you're doing. Really don't. You can go to zip code 17 24/7 and it seems like it's a lost tribe.
Right. It does, but I have hope for them, Queen, and you already know.
No, there is hope.
Yeah.
I mean, because God will turn it around where they'd be the best zip code in the city. Zip code 21217 18 15 16. What? Going all the way up the North Avenue Hill, coming all the way down to Greenmount. Let's bring it all the way down to Gay Street community. Bring it all the way up down to Packer. We're going to bring it all the way up Drew Hill, Pennsylvania, Franklin. We're going to come all the way down. Even with Reservoir Hill, Mary Abraham, that was my godmother. So I had a lot of those kings and queens back then that was on a platform and that was doing something. And because I had like a little big mouth at a young age, at 13, 14, 15, because I'm going to fight for my rights. Like I do now. You know what I'm saying now? Like I said with my son, because I don't want to be talking about a thing and doing something different like I see people do.
Right.
If you do the crime, you do the time.
I say the same things. The same thing.
The mothers was in there saying, oh, no, don't lock my son. She crazy. I said, no, let him do 10. He just got out of trouble. He need to sit down for a minute. No, I'm coming one time a month. You can have $100 once a month for 10 years. No more, no less. So you better make it last, son. When he came out, and he asked him, I said, who you looking for? I'm looking for Steve. Is dead. Well, where my man Nate? He dead. Where Tyrone? He's dead. And all these children used to sit at my Thanksgiving table dead. 8 of them are gone. You're the only one left. What you going to do? There's nobody else left. And so all those parents from Glen Burnie, so that's up in the Glen Burnie region where we were at, they're gone. Because you didn't want to lock Jane Doe up. You didn't want to be that parent that put your son away so he can learn. He keep coming through that revolving door. I don't know how many people that done got hurt. How many guns that has not been marked, or they done, saved the situation around. And so that's what I told my son. If you hurt anybody in those streets, it's going to come back to you, because you got to reap what you sow. And me being your mother, and I know that you're in the streets, I have to make sure that the $20,000 policy is ready, because I don't want to be on a GoFundMe. So I didn't have to do that, thank God. But the policy was made. They was like, why would you even talk like that? Because it's real. It's on the corners. There's only two ways to die, straight or the way you live. Then they say the way you live is the way you die. So if you're like you're fighting for a good cause, somebody gonna have something nice to say. But even if they don't, we worry about the Lord because we know, me and you know, that when we go to judgment, who's there? Who's there with you while you're getting judged? God and who? You.
Look, because I know we can talk. God dang it, it flew out my head, Queen. But okay. Okay. But look, everything you said, right? I was 30 and I was looking at my life. It was spiraling out of control, you get me? And it was getting to the point, and I already knew it was two ways. Either I was going to end up taking somebody out or spending the rest of my life in prison, or somebody was going to end up taking me out. I seen it. And I yelled out, God, please help me. He brought me out of it. And yeah, that's why
you want to help other people. Because that's because you already been there. I mean, it's not like somebody talking a good game. You actually walked through it. And so when our young people, it's not that we don't want you rambling. It's not that we don't want you doing this and that, but we don't want you hurting people. And we don't want you hurting.
And the thing with us,
a lot of the older ones and a lot of the drug, they all locked up.
Right. And the thing with us, and I'm gonna just say as community activists and stuff like that, we understand how important it is for these programs that we have in the communities, because a lot of our, I'm gonna say, inner city people don't know where they at. So that's why for me, I had to get a list of programs, government funding and all of that, where people can turn their lives around. Because I'm a prime example. At 21, I started driving tractor trailers on and off. I drove it for over 25 years straight. I retired at 58. My goal was to retire once I got into my 70s, somewhere along that line. But anyway, I retired at 58. And that makes me feel real good because, one, I had started my LLC. So that gave me more time now to embrace the LLC, right? So that's why I tell any and everybody, you can be successful. We are the only ones. When I do this, I'm talking about me. That's why I come the way I do sometimes. We are the only ones that hold each other's back. You, the individual, because anytime I can succeed in life from where I'm at or how I was living, and I know once you do the necessary work and turn your lives around, you got to put forth the effort. You got to put forth the work.
Be some work, exactly.
Now,
exactly.
And that's why for me, I can't blame nobody, right, for life, because I'm the one. And even when it come to my children, my wife and my wives, because I was married twice, was able to provide a better lives for our children. And when I look at them now, they're very independent women, conservative people, and my nieces and nephews that I raised as well. I'm looking at them because I did foster care with them and everything, and they live in a more conservative way of life. And be honest with you, what you said, right? I go back to help those that need help the most. And you know my family, you said it a little bit earlier, don't understand why I do what I do. They don't understand why Uncle out there trying to help save people, blah, 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 blah. And when you made that statement a little bit earlier, I think they're being open a little bit more now with what Uncle do. But that thing is, why he up there trying to help people this and that? Because they didn't come through the struggle like that.
Right, and I want you to tell them, and hopefully they can hear us. This is why. This is the whole thing in a nutshell. And I'm gonna go. When you're chosen, you're chosen. Ooh. Many are called,
and few are chosen. Come on.
Only a few of us that's chosen.
Come on.
So whether we want to do it, whether we like it or not, whether we fall, God always picks us back up, and God puts us on a platform to where it had to be done because we're the people, the chosen ones. And no, that don't mean that the chosen ones are perfect. We're not perfect. We need all prayers. But when God tells us to do something, whether we want to move or not, we got to move. We got to move. And so that goes for the, and I go to United Church, Bishop Thornton, Lord Jesus Grace Apostolic. You know, people sometimes put my name as trouble. No, it's not that I'm trouble. It's just that I'm 100% realness. And they told me they were real. But then when I come for them, they're not real no more. Oh, she ain't nothing but trouble. No, I'm not trouble. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm just keeping 100 that if I see someone homeless, it makes me thank God more that I have a building and a shelter over my head, because there's somebody doing worse than me and I don't have a reason to complain. So sometimes people don't get where I'm coming from. Even when I came on your platform, who knew but God knew that we came from the same avenue? You're older than me, so I'm taught to respect my elders. But I just got a big mouth like you.
But yeah, I was getting ready to say, because I hear me right there. I'm like, you just the female version. I'm like,
I was like, what the world is? Like, I was just passing through. Like, I wasn't even going to stop. But I'm like, came back. Like, what did he say? What? Because it can't go for everybody. But I thank God. I thank God for you. And what I want to make happen is that we stay together, and that I make sure that I hit Anthony Brown in Westmore Monday to beg. I'm begging now. I'm begging that this guy's serious. We need you guys. You look like us. And I'm not even asking for 30 minutes. I'm just saying 20 minutes. Even if they want to do like a television with you, like me and you is like now, and we want to put those proposals together, especially Anthony Brown. We need you to be our attorney for our multi-center that you want to do. And he's going to, Anthony Brown, that guy's awesome. He is. I mean, a lot of people talk of him, but I actually know some things that he has done undercover, and you'd be surprised. You'd be shocked. Like, even with his own money. Like, certain people know that he's doing anything, they with him. They like, oh, Anthony Brown about that? Yeah, sure, I could get one. You know, like, people really want to get, but they don't want no foolishness. You know,
we was at Pastor Smith's church, Hubert Memorials, right? That's when I met Anthony. Commissioner Harris.
Is that on North Avenue?
No. He's over there. He's right up the street near me now. He's off of Lock Raven. That's Hubert Memorial, Pastor Smith. Pastor Smith. Right. He's right up the street from me. But look, me and him was talking. Me and him, I love the way community. But look, that's how I met Anthony, because Anthony was at it was in January of 2023. Anthony was at Ivan Bates. I mean, he had won his seat anyway, but they was going around still speaking. And I'm gonna tell you, Ivan Bates, I helped him twice when he was running for state's attorney. He finally won. But anyway, you got Commissioner Harris, you got Ivan Bates, you got Anthony Brown, then you have Isabel Cummins, and it was one other person. I can't think of his name, but Anthony Brown is the one that mainly caught my attention because he stood up. And when he stood up, and started talking, he started talking about solution. I said, that's the man. Yeah. Because everybody else that got a tendency to just talking, but they don't talk about like interventions or solutions towards stuff. And I started realizing that with our politicians. So whenever I come in, Queen, and they give me a chance to share, I'll tell them, you know, Steve Copeland from Community United, blah, 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 blah. We can do this, what we can do, this, what we can do to slow this down, slow that down. And I'm going, because I know you got to go, come on, Colonel Melvin Russell. You familiar with him?
I'm not sure. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was with the police department. He's a pastor and everything too. And just to keep it simple for you, Queen, a lot of the people I deal with in Baltimore City are pastors and bishops and stuff like that too. So that's why when you were saying names, I'm trying to remember. Huh?
Get that platform together.
Yeah.
Get that platform together. Especially, you know what, over there here in Memorial, I know exactly. I have not met the pastor there, but let me tell you, I have met a couple of people in the street. They stop me when I'm talking. Oh my God, who are you? You got so much energy and all this and that. I had one of his people, they had a leather jacket. I went to their house on a Gold Puff run or something that was doing. And I said, I like that jacket. He took that jacket off to give me the jacket. Just gave it to me. It cost some money here. It smelled good. His wife was right there. And I was like, who are you? That man and Huber Moore, you got some nice people up in there. You hear what I say? I'm talking about, bro, oh my God, I would like to meet your pastor because I never see, like, brothers and sisters. I'm talking about both of these different individuals on different occasions had that love. They had it. I said, whoever your pastor is, he's doing a wonderful job with you guys because it showed up. And see, that's what I want to see happening for you. That when, not only when they see your name, they already know, probably a little bit people know about the LLC, but let's make it happen. And then once we write up,
when I do this a lot, Queen, when I do this a lot, because I know I can be different, I won't tell you what church I go to.
You know what? It doesn't matter because you know.
No, I'm just saying you fine. But you know how we run off at our mouth, right? And I'm just going to say this because before I got ordained deacon, one of the other pastors was like, when you out in the streets and you act in a certain way, he was like, don't tell them what church you go to because you don't want to misrepresent the church, right? So for the longest, or your pastor, let me say my pastor, right? So for the longest time, look, because I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm a spiritual warrior. This is not pretty. But
it's a spiritual warfare.
Right.
So that's what I said one day on the speech. I said, which person do you want to speak to? Do you want to speak to Betty or do you want to speak to Yvette? Now, Yvette is trouble. And I can't be responsible for what she might say. She needs prayer. They said, what do you mean it's two of you? It is. It's two of me. It's a spiritual warfare going on. It's the God side and it's the worldly side. Which one you wanted to speak to? Both of them are educated. They was like, this girl is crazy.
I'm so tired of you. Look.
I'm 100.
I say, yup. I say my mouth, right, is the biggest weapon for the body of Christ. And I'm like, do not, because we fighting against evil. And what I started realizing, Queen, we're going to stay on there all day. When you're dealing with things in the spirit.
But you know that it's a spiritual warfare.
I know.
And you know that the enemy is fighting you on every hand. And you know that he don't want you walking right and walking straight. Because he want to show everybody that God is a lie. And we know that God can't lie. Huh? We know this. No matter what happens. We're going to rebuke the devil in the name of Jesus. We know that there's power in the name of I rebuke you, devil.
Hallelujah.
I tell that devil, back up. When I'm in here, I say, if you don't back up off of me, what?
I don't get that sucker credit.
Handle those enemies. They be all up in the church. They ain't nothing about fighting no devil or anything. They don't know nothing about it. They don't know nothing about when you walking down the street, something can jump on you. They don't. You talking, so you're in an organization meeting and the enemy going to show up like he show up in the house of the Lord. So what? Those preachers, there's a lot of those preachers that went to school and they became ordained, but they didn't come under the spirit like our forefathers did. When they got the Holy Ghost and they became preachers, God made them preachers. They know the scripture back and forward. They didn't go to study and all this and all. I don't remember all that.
Right.
My dad was, we couldn't even play I Declare War.
Ooh.
No, we couldn't do nothing in that. We couldn't wear no pants. My father was strict. What boyfriend? What?
You said I declare war.
You can't go roller skating. You can't go bowling. Right? You can't wear the color red. Wait a minute. That's one of God's colors, God. Daddy, that's just
Woo.
a color that God made in the rainbow. What you mean? Oh, red represents the devil. I said, this man going crazy up in here. You can't wear pants. Wait a minute. No, it's not that you can't wear pants. You can't wear men pants. You can't wear nothing containing to the man. But now we living in a town where they make women pants. See, that's when I say that the maturity of the level, like your children, your daughters, you know, they went to school and they might know how to do this and know how to do that. Sometimes old school just need to sit down and they can have a better way of doing it where it's going to reach our youth.
And that's
We all gotta know
everything.
our place.
Everything you said, right? Because look, a lot of the stuff I hear over here is not what I see in general, right?
Right.
So it's teaching me a lot. Let me say that, and I know I can say this to you because of the population of people that we're dealing with, and most of my clients, be honest with you, I know they deal with psychological issues. So when I hear people over here, it kind of helps me better understanding when they come from certain areas, mainly when they don't take their medication. I hear a lot of people over here, and it's not being smart, and it's not to put nobody down. Sound like they need some goddamn medication. I be picking with them a lot too. I said, you need to sign up for my mental health program. They be like, huh? I said, yeah. Now, before you come into my housing program, you have to sign up for the mental health program because I know we need to break that cycle. You get me? Of helping people changing the quality of their lives. So, but I be hearing, woo, I done blocked so many people over here. I done blocked so many people. Huh?
That mental health go a long way.
It does. It does.
It goes to every different and not just no drugs. People think just because drugs. No. You got your doctors and your lawyers that got mental health issues.
Right.
Especially those doctors handling mental health patients. They become mental too by listening to all that stuff.
And I just, you ain't lying. I just told one of my friends, right, because she was going through something and she got her doctorate degree, so she works in the system. But anyway, she's going through a lot. And I had to tell her to go and get some help because help need help. You know what I mean?
Please.
And she came up on the other day. I was so glad when she came back because she was up on a platform and she was talking with me. A lot of people tend to follow me. And she was talking about what happened with her and her daughter. And everybody was listening to her, but they went in another direction. And she felt as though they ignored her. And be honest with you, she said some stuff that pissed the people off on the panel. And be honest with you, I had to lay everybody out. I had to lay everybody out because number one, whatever she say out her mouth is her business. You can't tell somebody what to come on here and say. But number one, I respect her. I respect her. And because me and her, we talk about psychological issues, dealing with people, stuff like that. But everybody wanted to point the finger at me. And my thing is, no, you will not. Because whatever somebody say out their mouth, that's them. Whatever I say out my mouth, if you point out to me and I see where I'm wrong at, I'm going to apologize to you. But you never blame me for nobody else's stuff.
Right there, I apologize. But if she said something and it was containing to her, and that's how she felt about it, she has the right to voice her opinion. Because that's when it becomes an opinion, not a fact. Unless we can prove it to be a fact. But she's talking about her.
Right.
That's her opinion. So it could be a fact because it was her. But people think because if you're depressed, I mean, I was depressed. I went to a therapist. It's not saying that I was crazy, but I was going through some things.
Right.
And I wanted to put it out there before somebody got hurt. How do you think I'm supposed to handle this situation so we can have it marked down? Because I don't play.
And look, I'm going to hurt you because you need to get off because we're going to talk. I'm telling you because I'm feeling you, right? I tell people, if I yell and I scream and I cry, you better let me. Because I remember one time holding this stuff in, you got hurt messing with me. So that's what I try to teach our men.
Don't never let it explode all at once. So you got something to say or you got something to do, I say do it. If you need me to write your letter, I'm an expert at writing. So
I need you. I'm telling you. Yeah, that's why, look. That's why. Yeah, because see, look, Plus Jones had came through, right? And he's a business guy in Baltimore City. But anyway, I told him, I said, be honest, I need you to take me under your wing. Cause I feel like I'm right here, which the business is fine and everything, but I know it's to go to that next level. And I need people whose feet is more planted. But you can talk like this. Sometimes you got to take a person by the hand and walk them. And that's what I was telling him. I was telling him.
And then that's going to help his platform too when he do that. Because the overseer, yes, so that's going to, help his platform. But that's what we all want to be, is like a help to one another. That's how I feel. It was a pleasure meeting you. It was. And a lot of people, so I see a lot of people hit me up on my page. They're looking at me right now like, go ahead, Dr. Wright, or whatever. But it's not about a go ahead, Dr. Wright, because once in a blue moon I don't come every day. But every day I'm making a picture of me looking beautiful in one of those little picture things, because I like those pictures they put on, and I'm singing or whatever I'm doing. But yeah, like Kwesi or whatever his name is. What is his name?
Kwesi.
Yeah, so my mother and them know him.
Right.
Know my family very well. Okay, so I'm a little younger to him, and I actually moved out his community because I was living down there on Rockland, and he was the congressman. So that he was given a seat once passed away. So I can't think of his name. What's the Congress that passed away? Now his people was doing a lot of work over there on Ballard Road.
Well, I know you talking about Elijah Cummings. Elijah Cummings.
Yeah, and Elijah, that's my friend. He used to get at me all the time. He used to say, Betty, slow down. I was like, you better get him. And my favorite words was, get on your march, get set. Once I hit go, I'm not turning around. So you better. He'd be like, oh, Lord. And our last governor,
Hogan.
I actually prayed for him.
Hogan.
He was sick with cancer.
Hogan.
Yeah, Hogan. I love Hogan. But the next man won the seat. And then he went against the black female. He thought he was going to win because he was the governor, and he lost. She won that seat. The black female had just won when they were running together. I forgot what she was running for, but
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think who that might have been.
Hogan just won. He just went against this black female.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of her name.
Yeah, everybody thought she was going to lose because he was the governor, but no, she won. She won that seat underneath the governor, and I was like, what? Oh, she in charge of the money for the state, right?
No, I'm trying to. It's like I'm trying to know. I'm trying to picture her face because I remember the lady he was running against.
And but they tried to say that she did something wrong, and they try to bring all this information against her when she was winning and he didn't win the seat. But guess what? If it ain't for you to get the seat, you ain't gonna get it.
Why am I thinking Seabrook? Was it Seabrook?
That's not her name, but I had to do a couple of writings or whatever, and she was like, why don't you? No, ain't no why don't I nothing, because I don't want to. It's not for me to do that. I'm just a backgrounder.
One thing about
when you tell me to do something, I'm gonna get it done.
One thing about Governor Hogan, right? Because people that I know was telling me that Governor Hogan, they was like, Steve, Governor Hogan is really for the black community. And by this time, when you don't know certain things, because I voted Democrats for a while, not the Republicans. Now I understand a lot more. But anyway,
right.
When just paying more attention to them and some of the people that I talked with, I seen some of the things in the community that Governor Hogan was really doing. Squeaky is one, and I know you probably know Squeaky down at the Kurt Center, right? Governor Hogan introduced him to a lot of people that helps him with that community. Squeaky, I know Squeaky don't mind me because we talk, all of us talk a lot. A lot of people that have big organizations that they're community centers or that they doing stuff with, A lot of people might think they're getting government funding, but they got private entities. You get me? That's why when you made that statement out your mouth, right? Let me stand beside Governor Hogan or somebody like Westport. I don't give a freak. Let me stand beside Donald Trump. And I don't really care for him like that. Yeah, I don't care for him like that, but just let me, you know what's going to happen.
Talk about Ivan Bates, but I don't know.
Hey, wait a minute. When Ivan Bates became state's attorney, and I'm going to tell y'all, this would piss me off. Ivan, you know I love you, bro. But when he became state's attorney, it was like he turned his back. I said, you mother sucker. But then I had to realize, because when he made that statement about, yeah, you mother's going to be mad at me because I'm going to sock it to your children.
Well,
Criminalize
he's going to run again. He's going to run again, and we're not going to vote for him. They think they there to stay forever, and you're not.
That's what I be trying to tell people too. And another thing, remember I talked about the spy plane? We got it here, and Ivan Bates spoke on it. Ivan Bates know that plane worked. Matter of fact, because he got some information to get this guy dishonorated, right? If I'm not saying it right, you can pronounce it better for me. Because he was charged with something with the police department. But anyway, Ivan Bates proved that the police department was wrong, so he won that case for that guy. But basically what I'm saying, the information from the plane works, and Ivan Bates know that. And he promoted that plane too. And once he got into being the state's attorney, I watched him and one of my friends that we fought to get it here. But now, I'm wondering where the hell these goddamn state troopers come from. We talking about Baltimore City. Why is county police isn't on this? So I backed up like this. I'm like,
but that's not for us. But you know, Westmore said that he's not going to do is have the troops come under the state of Maryland. We won't have that. We're not going to. He said he's not going to do that. He's in charge of his state. He's taking responsibility. He done stood up, so that's why we're not going to become a DC.
And I spoke out.
Let them troops come in Baltimore like that because we have people that don't have education. They're going to fight. They're willing to die. They're willing to die. If you come up on North Avenue with a lot of troops, you got a lot of undercover young people with guns, and guess what?
Pew-pews. Let's say pew-pews. Everything you saying, I was saying, because number one, if you call yourself coming into Baltimore City like that, they're not gonna play with y'all. They're not gonna play with y'all.
And guess what? Mr. Trump knows too, because if not, he would have had him here like they had him here before. They didn't stand. They was down there when that car took and blew up right there in the middle of North Avenue in Pennsylvania when we had the
Freddie Gray thing. The Freddie Gray, yep. I was out there that night.
Freddie Gray.
I was out there.
Yep, that's what it was. And then the Motherport, you know, the mothers up there, where the school was at, right there in Douglas, right there, the children were going on, and one of the Motherport, the mother was scared or whatever like that. But when they went on front, those troops was out there, they destroyed their own community. Like, that is that CVS or Rite Aid over there?
All that.
All that. Medications and. You know, it was like, oh my God, I was like, look at them. I was scared to go. I'm not going to even lie. I didn't go over there. I was like, I ain't going to talk. A bullet don't have a name. No, I can't run no more real fast. My grandmother said, don't never go where they shooting and everything. So Betty didn't go. I just seen it on TV. It's not a wise choice.
Look, during that time, I was driving the tractor trailer, but my area was Hyattsville, Brentwood, and all that, right? But they knew I came from the city, and I'm working for A. Dewey Powell, right? They took me out of Hyattsville and put me in the city. I said, y'all just want me in here because I'm black and black. But look, it didn't matter to me. But now, all them stores you was talking about, where they went and stole the medications from and stuff, they stole the safes. So by me driving tractor trailers, I ended up delivering new safes to them. The CVS's, some of the pharmacies. And look, I'm in the city, so I'm home. So that's why they took me and put me back, I'm talking about my company, into the city, which like I said, I ain't had no problem because I grew up in the city. Now, I was out there that night when they burnt that car down. Now, I'm going to share this, and I shared this with a lot of people. If you had 200 people out there, it was basically about 20 that was doing the destruction. But it made it look, it made it look like it was more. But I was seeing it myself, mainly around near Pennsylvania North. I was out there them nights. I was out there. Not only that, and I can go on and on and on and on, but Suda. You got it? Suda. Suda. You remember? I came out in that area that, matter of fact, people don't pay attention to nothing. Fox 45 News put it out where officer off duty, man down. I said, you mother sucker. They never paid attention to what was what. When he was out there, his regular partner was not with him. He was with somebody else. I'm watching Suda looking around his van. Right?
But they did that. And his wife, no.
Yep.
They was after him anyway from the station.
I spoke
because
about.
Where was his partner at?
I spoke about all of that.
That was with him. That was a setup.
I spoke about all of that, right? Because we don't pay attention to nothing. But once I was able to go in that area, because I have a tendency of going to see stuff for myself, right? Now, it was a lot that happened on top of that, because even with the hospital and all this. So I'm listening to Brandon Scott later. I'm watching Marilyn Mosby. I'm watching the commissioner now. And you know, when you don't really know what actually happened, you can only go off of certain information or a script that they give you to talk. Right. Because listen to the commissioner. If you're not there when certain things take place, if you listen to them, they sound very convincing, like they seen it with their own two eyes. I'm like, you lying, Moses.
What about Marilyn Mosby when they went after her?
That was,
you know what that was from, right?
Yeah. And I'm once again, because I do this right here, Queen. Whatever Marilyn Mosby did with her personal money, that was her business. But because of what happened.
That was a bunch of baloney when they did that. That was all about Freddie Gray. That was just their time to get a bag for that.
And guess what I told her?
And that she stood up for the community. Those officers was wrong. That day, he didn't have anything on him. I'm not saying
I seen all that. I seen all that.
Billy Murphy, I think he was an attorney. So he was from the East Baltimore community. I remember him down on Edison Avenue. So down there, Preston Edison. So you know, all these cats are old. These cats